Welcome in. Glad to have you with us. This is Pendleton football brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse. I'm Samuel Goodrow.
I'm David Poley.
And we are live right here at Powdersville High School in Powdersville, South Carolina, getting set for the Bulldogs' Week 3 matchup with the Powdersville Patriots. This is the 12th ever matchup between these two schools. Pendleton does lead the series 7-4, but of recent, Dave, it's been the Patriots taking the last 4 meetings, with Pendleton's last win in the series coming in 2019. How important is it for our Bulldogs not only to get back right in this series with the Patriots, but also to get back to their winning ways this season?
Right. So they started off 2-0, a tough loss last week against a bigger Woodmont team. Coach Howell talked with us earlier this week about his relationship with Powdersville head coach Robert Mustard. He's going to be on the same staff for the North-South All-Star game, coaching receivers under Mustard. And it just is so important to both these guys to play this game. 2 very talented programs, both built the right way. You know, Coach Howell said, they're not the same, but it's pretty close, right? Both emphasize on being the hardest working team out there, so it's going to be a gritty matchup. Both teams giving it their all. I think it is important, though, for Pendleton to definitely come out hot compared to last week.
This is the Guys Pizza pregame show. Last week, the Bulldogs defeated by the Woodmont Wildcats 34-19 in what was the second of now 3 straight games away from Pendleton High School. So another nice challenge here tonight, as last week, just turnovers, penalties, disaster plays, kind of the story and the reason that our Bulldogs not able to come out on top.
Right, yeah, add that, and Abijah Webb wasn't available for a lot of the time because his conditioning was just not there that time because of those big plays that got called back, right? That kick return in the third quarter that could have cut the lead and given Pendleton a brand-new ball game was called back due to a penalty at about the 25-yard line. So his conditioning wasn't really there the whole time. Of course, Bray Spear coming back and really being able to handle the ball way better in the second half than he did the first after dealing with an injury in the previous week. And just a lot for Jace Gross, right? You know, we talked to Coach. He said he's sore, but every day is an opportunity for him to get better, right? And we saw that last week, even in a loss, that kid is tough, and he's going to be a great leader out there, even as a freshman.
Yeah, definitely. And Gross just going to get better and better each start, at least we hope, but been pretty good in his first 3 starts, over 300 yards in each of those first 3 starts for the freshman. 400 yards of offense or more in each of the first 3 games for the Bulldogs as well, even with only scoring 14 points in that neutral site contest against Keenan. Like you mentioned, Bray Spear, the running back, he was actually the offensive player of the week this week. We'll hear more about some of the other guys from our conversation with Coach Grayson Howell. But with that, it is time for the Outsider Coffee Coaches Show as part of the Guys Pizza pregame show.
Tried as many ways as we possibly could to not win, it felt like, from penalties to turnovers to not doing what we were coached to do defensively based on, some of the things that we had seen on film. Just not a very good performance. And we had just really challenged them about the opportunity we had in front of us. You're playing a 5A opponent on the road. We talked about, I think some of your, maybe a guy or two that y'all know that also have a podcast around the state, just really doubting our program and the fact that we were ranked 3rd in the state. And we talked about those things and about the fact that, there are people who really still don't believe in what we're doing as a program and where we are. And so put that out there. And then, lo and behold, we get over there and we didn't play very well. We played hard, which I think we always do, but we did not play well, and so that was disappointing.
Right, but you were very pleased with your team's effort throughout the game.
Yeah, always. It's I told y'all before, and I'll say it all the time, that that's really the foundation upon which we're built, is how hard we're going to play the game. And, when we're not going to be the biggest team on any Friday night, and so we have to play with great effort. And we continued to do that. It was, we had a penalty on the fake punt there in the first quarter, which really gave us some momentum, I thought, going forward. It might have been the second quarter. And we have a holding penalty, and the holding penalty is not about effort, because the young man who was going to do it was busting his behind to get there and to do the job he was assigned to do, and it just became a really difficult block based on where their defensive guy ended up and how he had to chase him, and so he's just trying to do what he's been asked to do, and the call gets made, and we end up losing that opportunity down inside the 20 to create some momentum for ourselves offensively in a game that's 0-0, and would have given us the chance to be the first team to put points on the board, which is always important. You want to be the team that puts pressure on the other team first from a scoring standpoint, especially a team like Woodmont, where the week before they had struggled, and lost a game and done some things wrong, and they played well Friday. They played a lot better than they did their opening week, which I anticipated. Their opening game against Seneca was just a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties on their part, lack of execution, much like we in turn did with them on Friday. And so I knew Ty would have his guys ready to go, and I had a pretty good feeling that he was going to try to take advantage of the size advantage they had and try to run the ball, because they've got two really good backs, and we they big played us to death, really. And when we talked about it yesterday as a staff, they have a long draw play for a touchdown, a couple other long runs, and other than that, I felt like we made them earn stuff for the most part. We had two penalties on the same play that gave them 30 yards on one drive. And again, the execution part for us just was not there. We have a kickoff return for a touchdown that gets called back because, again, lack of execution. A guy doesn't do his job the way he's supposed to, so then he makes a decision to block a guy in the back from their team because he doesn't do his job well when he has the opportunity at the beginning.
Yeah, so moving forward into this week, this non-region slate, it's been pretty challenging for you guys coming in at 2-1, pretty good spot. This is going to be the third consecutive game away from home here at Powdersville. Pretty unique challenge. You've got a nice relationship with Coach Muster, so this is a game that we talked off air that you guys really like to play every year, and just how he does things, how you do things, it kind of aligns. And just talk about the opportunity this week at Powdersville.
Yeah, Robert and I are good buddies. I do respect the way he does things, and I think we are. We're not mirror images of each other in that way, because there are some differences in how we run our programs. But I think as far as our expectation for our kids and how we go about things, there's a lot of similarities. And so we've gotten to know each other over the last few years, and actually he's I'm going to be coaching wide receivers and calling plays in the North-South game for him, who's the head coach in the North game of the North staff. And so we're seeing each other every Tuesday morning down at Newberry College and spending time together. And he actually joked around last week and said, "I'm not talking to you next week." So we'll see how that staff meeting goes Tuesday. But yeah, we were in the same region with them for a while and played region games, and then with realignment the last 2 years, we've not been, and so I wanted to continue to play the game just because I know that we'll be challenged physically, we'll be challenged schematically by those guys because of how they go about doing things, and it's a good test for us, and it's one that unfortunately the last couple of years we haven't done a great job of making it a competitive game, and sometimes the moment has been a little bit too big for us. Now, they've obviously been really successful during that run too. It's not like we've lost to a team that's not any good, or a program that hasn't been doing well. 2 years ago, obviously they played for a state championship and had a really good team and a good quarterback, good defense, a phenomenal running back that's now at Virginia Tech playing defensive back, Thomas Williams. So, it's a game that where it needs our full attention, and they definitely have it. They're 0-3, but they've lost to Seneca, who's undefeated. They've lost to Abbeville, who is a perennial power, obviously in the state of South Carolina, and then they lost to a pretty good Wren team in a rivalry game on Friday, and the score is not indicative. They lost 34-7. It is in no way, shape, or form indicative of that ball game. I heard the score and was like, wow, but then you watch the film and it's 14-7 late in the third quarter, and they're in the game, and then it just kind of gets away from them late.
Yeah, and then quickly, you're the head coach, so obviously you're dealing with things on both sides of the football, but we know you're an offensive-minded guy, and week one, the offense clicking on all cylinders. The past couple weeks, it's been a little more of a rocky and bumpy process. What are the keys to getting back to that offense that's firing all cylinders like it was week one? Obviously, tougher competition the past couple weeks, some bigger players on those defensive fronts, things of that nature. But just quickly, what are a few keys to getting the offense back all on the same page and scoring a lot of points?
Sure. Well, our offense starts with the offensive line, like every offense in the country. Our offensive line the last 2 weeks has not played well in the first half, and they have played better in the second half. Well, we have to get off to a better start offensively. We haven't scored a point in the last two games in the first half, and so obviously that's a problem. You've got to play better than that. So when we met yesterday as a staff, just really challenged our offensive coaches about making things simpler, getting the ball out of our freshman quarterback's hands quicker, identifying ways in which we can get the ball to our playmakers in an easier manner instead of having to throw the ball 10 and 12 and 15 yards down the field to get it to them. We have to continue to run the ball well, which we have done, which has been really good because we haven't done that in the last couple of years. And so that's been good for us too. But the easy things that we are given by opposing defenses are the things we have to do better. And there were things Friday night that I thought Woodmont gave us all night that we did not do a great job of taking advantage of during the course of the game and making them adjust to those things.
We will hear more from Coach Howell at halftime in the second part of the Coaches Show. This is the Outsider Coffee Coaches Show on the Guys Pizza pregame show.
Samuel Goodrow, David Poley back out here live from Powdersville High School on what is a rainy Thursday night. A lot of extenuating circumstances pushing our game not only a full day up to Thursday, but a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Just something you don't see too often in high school football, David, unless it's at the JV level. Weather moving this one to a Thursday night, kind of a short week for the Bulldogs. One thing I really want to hit on that we just heard from Coach Howell in the Outsider Coffee Coaches Show as we continue here on the Guys Pizza pregame show is the fact that the past 2 weeks, the Bulldogs have been shut out in the first half.
Right. That can't happen, especially if you're an offensive-minded guy like Coach Howell. That's your identity, right? And it's going to be difficult here in the rain, for sure, because it takes away, the control that a quarterback has with the ball. It obviously makes these skilled position players more prone to fumbles, and it also definitely deters the offensive line in their footwork, right? So they're going to need to really play tough football, right, in this rain and not let the rain become a mental obstacle. They can't let the rain and the weather become the 12th man on the defensive side of the ball, right? But this is football, right? Football should not be canceled because of rain, because of snow, because of any inclement weather. That's what the sport is about. The sport is being tougher than the other 11 guys across from you, no matter the circumstance.
Absolutely, and we really hope that our Pendleton Bulldogs tonight are tougher than these 0-3 Powdersville Patriots. Another thing Coach alluded to is the stiff competition that these Powdersville Patriots have faced so far this season. He called them the best 0-3 team in the state of South Carolina. And I don't think that is an unfair ruling, as Powdersville losses this season coming to Seneca, who is undefeated, Abbeville, who is a historical power in the state of South Carolina, and last week to Wren, a team that has been trending upwards program-wise over the last 5 or so years, claiming a state title in the process. these Powdersville Patriots have a little bit of history of their own. Obviously, we talked about, to open the pregame show, the dominance in the last 3 meetings. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs losing in 2023 in a shootout, 56-40, a game that Coach Howell said they felt got away from them a little bit. But Powdersville in 2022 going 13-2 and was the state runner-up for the 3A division. So a lot of continuity in terms of the program here at Powdersville. Head coach Robert Muster in his 13th season. We talked about the relationship that Coach Howell has with Coach Muster and how they want to play this game each and every year. But Dave, it sure feels like this is one of the games that you have to win as a program if you're the Bulldogs to kind of get in that same conversation as these storied programs like a Wren or a Powdersville.
Right. So what Coach Howell's done in his short time at Pendleton is constantly build up, right? First season was tough. Second season around 500. Last year you make that leap, right? 9-3, get the playoffs, don't go there. They're trying to make another leap here, right? Where do you get that leap from a really good team going into the playoffs to a playoff contender year after year type of program, right? That's when you capitalize on programs like Powdersville. It's a very talented opponent, maybe have a little bit of a down start to the year. You can't let your team be the first victim of a win for Powdersville here, right? You have to go on the road and you have to do what you came here to do, which is win the football game, right? You know, Coach Howell has an idea of what Coach Muster is going to do, right? Coach Muster has an idea of what Coach Howell is going to do. So it's really, it comes down to all the players. It comes down to execution, it comes down to play calling, it comes down to toughness.
We're about 13 minutes away from kickoff here on a Thursday night at Powdersville High School. Our Bulldogs getting ready to face off against the Patriots of Powdersville. Dave, last week, it seemed that the turnover bug hit our Bulldogs not for the first time, but for the first time that was really at a detriment to the offensive success. The week previous, at that neutral site against Keenan at Newberry College, there were a fair share of turnovers, but they weren't ones that were necessarily catastrophic or drive killers. Last week, kind of a different story. At one point, the Bulldogs really trying to come back, and then a tipped interception back to the house at the end of the first half, and even in the second half, a similar situation for Jace is overthrew the receiver just a little bit, goes up in the air, and falls right into the free safety's arms. What's the key to avoiding these turnovers tonight?
I think it's being more disciplined with what Coach Howell is going to talk about, which is one of my keys to the game, right, is being more designed, right? Making sure that you're getting the ball in the hands of guys like Abijah Webb, designed and ready to go. You know, of course, against Keenan, they had a lot of those turnovers, but they weren't able to capitalize with Keenan, right? When you play a good team, they're going to be able to capitalize.
About 11 and a half minutes away from kickoff. I believe we're about to hear the national anthem sponsored by Pendleton Historic Foundation. But until then, who's a player to watch on the offense? Obviously, you got your Abijah Webbs of the world, but who's another guy that could be a potential breakout guy in this game or be a catalyst to a Bulldog victory?
It's a really good question. I think there's a lot of depth at the wide receiver position, right? We know Coach Howell likes to go 4 wide and rarely use the tight end, mostly Ty Miller as a blocker. Sam Jennings, he's been available. He's made some big plays over the middle. Mellow Mattress has been a good deep threat, but I'm going to go with the guy Ham Scott. Right, Ham Scott is really come alive and really gained the favor of the coaching staff if he hadn't already. So he's one of their big targets that they want to really get the ball to in more design plays tonight.
Yeah, Ham Scott's definitely really helped this Bulldogs offense get vertical at times this season. That true home run threat, that true deep ball threat with that speed, the lanky wide receiver, the junior, has been a really nice compliment to Abijah Webb. And with that, it is time to honor America with our Pendleton Historic Foundation National Anthem.
As we pay tribute and pump our thanks to our community heroes, the Powdersville Fire Department. If you see a firefighter during the game tonight, please make sure that you thank them for their service to our community. Tonight, we have a special night. At 8 o'clock p.m., a prayer vigil is being held for Samuel Hood, a student at Powdersville Middle School. Samuel has been diagnosed with osteosarcoma. He's currently undergoing chemotherapy and has surgery planned on his left leg. Samuel's older brother Wesley is a student at Powdersville High. And please join us in prayer tonight at 8 p.m. as we pray for Samuel and his family. Tonight's invocation will be offered by Pastor Jason Reed from the church at Piedmont Middle.
Let's pray. God, we're thankful for the privilege to come here tonight as Pendleton High School and Powdersville High School and compete in the game of football. God, we pray for safety, for sportsmanship, that you just come and you just give us a great night of competition tonight. And God, we want to come and say a special prayer for Samuel Hood and his family. God, I'm just reminded in Luke chapter 5 when the 4 friends brought their friend to Jesus and they let him down through the roof because he needed healing, he needed a miracle. I don't personally know Samuel, and many of us here tonight don't, but we know that you do. And we know this young man needs a miracle. So God, we just bring him to your feet, and we just ask that you would do a special work in his life. God, be with his family as they surround him, give them strength, give them courage. God, just help this young man. God, we ask you this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Tonight's national anthem will be performed by members of the Powdersville High School Patriot Marching Band. Tonight, they are under the direction of Mr. Garrett Young. During tonight's anthem, former and current members of the United States Armed Forces not in uniform are authorized to render the military and salute.
That was the Pendleton Historic Foundation National Anthem, a beautiful rendition by the Powdersville Band after a touching tribute to a middle school student here in the Powdersville community that is battling a rare disease. It is now time, first we want to thank each and every one of our sponsors for making it possible to bring you Pendleton football. This is Pendleton football on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio, brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse. We'd also like to thank Rains on Exchange, Rogers Petroleum Incorporated, Guy's Pizza, Black Tie of Anderson, Pendleton Historic Foundation, Gettin Chili Ice Cream Truck, West Cox Attorney at Law, Liberty Hall Bed and Breakfast, United Community Bank, Foothills Church of Pendleton, Crenshaws TV and Appliances, Tiger Express Wash, McDougald's Funeral Home, Mac.bid, and Lindley Park Post-Acute Care. So thank you to each and every one of our sponsors that make it possible for us to bring you Pendleton Bulldog football. Just over 5 minutes remaining until we get things kicked off here at Powdersville High School for tonight's Thursday night football matchup between the Bulldogs and the Patriots. That means it is time, David, for our Lindley Park Post-Acute Care starting lineup. So take it away.
Absolutely, Sam. On offense for the Patriots, at quarterback, number 2, Keegan Reed. At running back, number 4, Brendan Waldrop. At wide receiver, number 17, Bennett Brooks. At wide receiver, number 15, Malik Jackson. At wide receiver, number 13, Elijah Huggins. Wide receiver, number 12, Xavier Huggins. At left tackle, number 73, Davius Wardell. Left guard, number 54, Nashawn Schuler. At center, number 58, Connor Giles. At right guard, number 76, Miles Freeman. And at right tackle, number 57, Jed Rogers. On defense, it'll be defensive end number 9, Jarvier Mills. At defensive end, it'll be number 6, Xavier Mays. At defensive line, it'll be number 76, Miles Fowler on the inside. And with him, it'll be number 51, Will Wilkerson. At linebacker, number 19, Jacob Matosha. At linebacker, number 10, Jaden Wirtz. And at linebacker, number 44, Rock Holliday. In the secondary, it'll be number 7, Jashawn Knuckles. Number 5, Brendan Wirtz. Number 14, Reese Rice. And number 22, Stephen Huggins. Now for your Pendleton Bulldogs. At quarterback, number 12, Jace Groff. At running back, number 9, Bryce Spear. At wide receiver, number 24, Abijah Webb. Wide receiver number 1, Nash Cahaley. Wide receiver number 3, Ham Scott. Wide receiver number 8, Sam Jennings. Tight end, number 10, Ty Miller. At left tackle, number 51, Jaden Wilson. At left guard, number 73, Garrett Ray. At center, number 54, Walker Dunlap. At right guard, number 56, Gaines Buchanan. At right tackle, number 70, Corday Chapman. For the defense, at cornerback, number 2, Jamari Johnson. At free safety, number 21, Cody Williams. At strong safety, number 25, Zai Collymore. And at cornerback, number 15, Jaron Bryant, also splitting time with number 24, Abijah Webb. At rover, number 6, Jamari Chapman. At weak side linebacker, number 13, Dax Allen. At middle linebacker, number 11, Calhoun Mize. At buck, number 5, Trent Garner. At defensive end, number 34, Carson Gregory. At nose guard, number 74, Dylan Hart. And at defensive end, the return of number 4, Kendall Turman, who will be splitting time with number 53, Fisher Sailors.
Thank you, David. Those were the Lindley Park Post-Acute Care starting lineups. Thank you to Lindley Park Post-Acute Care for sponsoring our starting lineups. Now I want to quickly highlight the captains for tonight's game before we go any further. Number 2 for Powdersville, Keegan Reed. Number 13, Elijah Huggins. Number 19, Jacob Matocha. And I believe number 7, Jashawn Knuckles. Those are the captains for the Powdersville Patriots. For the Bulldogs, it's number 77, Patrick McMahon. Number 88, Isaiah Young. Number 80, Andre Johnson. And number 74, Dylan Hart. Quickly, Dave, give us a uniform report sponsored by Black Tie of Anderson and a couple more keys to the game.
Absolutely. Pendleton High School is in their white jerseys with the gold numbers. The helmets are gold and the pants are gold as well. For Powdersville, they're in white helmets, navy jerseys with white numbers and navy pants. Now, 3 keys to the game for your Pendleton Bulldogs. Number 1, get the ball to the big 3 in designed plays. That's what Coach Howell talks about. Get it to Ham Scott, Bryce Spear, and, of course, Abijah Webb, right? Get it to them in design plays to take some pressure off of your freshman quarterback. Number 2, run the ball better early, right? You got the return of Jaden Wilson, the left tackle, number 51. He's why you ran it better in the second half last week than you did the first half. And number 3, attack the secondary, right? Powdersville has had over 7 players play in the secondary this season, right? It's a rotating cast of characters out there. Not to say that they're not talented, but some maybe not as experienced as others, right? Allow Jace Cross to take advantage of that with the weapons he has out on front. And, of course, you got to neutralize number 13, Elijah Huggins. Like Coach Al told us, we're not going to kick to him, right? Might as well be on the sidelines during kickoff, right? So do not let him get out in open space.
Definitely, and both Huggins and Jashawn Knuckles, those prolific playmaking threats for the Powdersville Patriots, both of those guys, senior receivers and leaders, both on this offense and on this team. While both teams have made their entrances, Powdersville with a pretty cool entrance from their end zone carrying the American flag at the front. The Bulldogs, like David said, coming from the other side in their white jerseys, gold pants with black stripes down the side. And we are 30 seconds away from kickoff right here at Powdersville High. You're listening to Pendleton Football on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio, brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse.
Right, for special teams to get this ball off, it'll be the kicker, number 95, Matthew Chapman. At long snapper, it'll be number 35, Gavin Yeoman. And at holder and punter, number 8, the wide receiver, Sam Jennings. Right, so interesting to see how this game starts off on special teams, right? Because we know that Pendleton's had a little bit of a kicking issue at points.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love nothing more than to see Matthew Chapman boot this one away for a touchback, away from number 13, Elijah Huggins. Don't need to test him out here on the opening kickoff, but it is number 13, Elijah Huggins, and his brother, I assume, Xavier Huggins, back deep to return the kick for the Patriots as the Bulldogs come out on the field, and we are just about ready to get things underway here at Powdersville High School.
Yeah, you also have number 7, Deshaun Knuckles on the far side of the field. He's a little bit above of the Huggins brothers, but now he's coming back. It looks like they got a 300 monitor, of course, with Elijah in the second. Can't kick it to him.
It's kind of a pick-your-poison look here for the Patriots. I know all three of these guys can really book it. Ball is on the tee, and we are off. Kick is away from Chapman. It's a shorter kick. It's going to be fielded by number 7, Knuckles. Knuckles to the 15 to the 20. Coming up the middle to the 25-30. Bounces off a tackle. Gets across the 35-yard line. It's a nice return for Deshaun Knuckles to get things started here. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the left hash, just underway here at Powdersville High School.
It's a great opportunity for defensive coordinator Jeremy Johnson and his defense to really make a stand early. You know, they're a bend but break type of defense, right? Last week, the turnover battle put them in a couple tough positions, and, of course, the bigger offensive lineman from Woodmont gave them a little bit of a hassle, but I'd like to see them be aggressive here right off rip.
4 receivers out wide for Tegan Reed. Joining him in the backfield is Brandon Waldrop. It'll be a straight handoff, and a nice job flocking to the football there by the Bulldogs. That's number 13, Dax Allen, making the stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they tried to pull the right guard, Miles Freeman, to the left side on that run. He was just kind of pushed back into the running back, and he just fell down. Couldn't go anywhere with it.
2nd and 12 for the Patriots. Reed takes the shotgun snap. He'll throw a quick screen out to number 12. That is Xavier Huggins. Not much after the catch there for Huggins. It's a 3-yard gain. It'll bring up a big 3rd down and 9 and an opportunity for the Bulldogs to get off the field early.
Right, the Patriots are playing very fast with 2, short yardage chunk plays, right? Of course, you go with the halfback run. That doesn't really work anywhere because, of a little bit of a misplay on the pole, and the running back just ends up falling down as Waldrop. And then you go, fires are, just immediate, like hot route screen to the left side. Now you're in a 3rd down and 9, and the Bulldog defense is ready to go.
3rd and 9, trips to the right for Reed. Reed drops back. He has a clean pocket. Firing for number 13, incomplete. That was Elijah Huggins, the prolific playmaker, the intended receiver, right at the 1st down marker. But it falls incomplete, and the Bulldogs get that big first drive stop.
Huge for the Bulldogs. They put some good pressure there on Reed, who had time, stayed calm in the pocket, fired, but that ball was off the mark, right? That's above the right arm and the head of his intended receiver, number 13, Elijah Huggins. And now, Coach Johnson and his defense have to be stoked if they get off the field early and give their offense pretty good field position, of course, with number 24 back there to receive if they actually kick it to him, Sam.
I see number 41. No, it's a fake. It's snapped right to number 22, and he has nothing but green grass in front of him. He picks up a block of Abijah Webb, but no. Abijah Webb making the tackle in the Pendleton 40-yard line, and veteran coach Robert Muster pulling out the tricks on the first drive here, and that fake punt was a beauty.
Sam, how often do you see a fake punt run, not even a pass play, a fake punt run on 4th down and 9 inside your own territory, right? That's the creativeness of Coach Muster and his staff. A great job there on the play, getting that ball to the up man and just kind of running power to the right side.
Now it's a 1st down run for number 4, Brandon Waldrop, and a pretty demoralizing blow for the Bulldogs here early in this one. It was a direct snap to Stephen Hudgens, and he found room off the edge on the right side and gained about 20, 30 yards.
I thought Hudgens was dead early, right? He hit some contact, but just broke through 2 tacklers and had an amazing run.
2nd and 7, trips to the left for Reed. Reed looking to fire to the right. He will, and it's high yet again. Falls incomplete, looking for Deshaun Knuckles that time. So another 3rd down and long for the Bulldogs. Need another big stop here and maybe safeguard against another fake punt.
Yeah, have to this time. Luckily they're not really in field goal range, and they're in another 3rd down and long. But you got to make sure that you don't give Reed as much time as you just gave him.
2 men in the backfield with Reed here as we get to 3rd down. It's a handoff to number 13. That is Huggins. Huggins up the middle, not quite to the 1st down marker. Comes up short to the Pendleton 31-yard line, so it's decision time, and I don't think it'll be much of a decision for Coach Muster.
No, I don't think so. This Powdersville team likes to run the ball very well. They like to be physical, and they got a lot of athletes.
Powdersville going fast. It's a handoff to Waldrop. Waldrop has the first down and more past the 25-yard line into the second level. He's brought down at around the 23-yard line, moving the chains yet again, but there is a flag on the far side of the field.
Something this Patriots offense does really well is play one play right off the back of another one, right? Moving fast, almost two at a time. Sometimes that can definitely cost them, with three false starts and, miscues with the timing.
So they're going to pick up the flag here. It's going to be another Patriots first down. Bulldogs did a nice job on the first three plays, neutralizing this Patriots attack, a fake punt, and now things rolling a little bit better for the Patriots. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Trip to the right for Reed. He's going to give it again to Waldrop. Waldrop has a hole up the middle, gets to the second level before being taken down by number 22, Dalton Nix. Another first down for the Patriots in the red zone now and continuing to go fast.
Yeah, great job by Nix making that tackle because he was the last man there.
Another handoff to Waldrop up the middle. This time, several Bulldogs there to bring him down. No gain.
Yeah, the Bulldogs just really sent all out there on that first down play after a great run by Waldrop. Waldrop doing a great job just hitting the B gap, getting to the second level. Not able to do so that time.
Last week it was the Woodlawn Wildcats kind of finding holes to the left side. This time it's been the Patriots up the middle so far. 2nd 11, they'll give it to Waldrop again up the middle. He has space again. He's going to run over into the end zone, runs over the safety into the end zone for a Patriots touchdown.
Sam, an identical play to what we saw in that big first down run and what we saw the play before. So they're going to be attacking that middle of the left side. They're going to be going B-gap all the time. Waldrop's hitting the hole just like a red-hot motorcycle, just going right in there. And a great job by Waldrop, just bouncing off the tackle and making that extra jump into the end zone, diving over the goal line.
And you've got to circle that 4th and 7 from just a few plays ago in which a beautiful fake punt is called by Coach Muster. A direct snap to Stephen Hudgens, setting up a touchdown run for Brandon Waldrop, the senior running back. Number 36 on to try the point after Ethan Peel. It is up, and it is good. 7-0 here for the Patriots with 8:50 remaining in the first quarter. And that's going to be a drive we look back on at the end of the game as one that was extremely pivotal in helping to decide this contest. An unfortunate break for the Bulldogs, who are not prepared at all for a fake in that situation.
Right, and I don't think anybody was. In that situation, you're backed up in your own territory. You would at least think fake punt pass, right? Because you got a lot of yards to make up. But they go straight up with that initial snap to a guy on the front man and run all the way to the right side. He breaks a couple tackles. And, if a team converts on 4th down like that, they're not going to lose a game.
An opportunity to hear from one of our sponsors here early. Pendleton Historic Foundation. Attention, ghost hunters. Imagine it's dark and you're being led by candlelight through a 200-year-old haunted plantation home. Sound scary? Sound fun? Don't miss your chance to be part of this once-a-year only event. Visit www.pendletonhistoricfoundation.org and purchase tickets to the wildly popular Pendleton Ghost Tours. Limited tickets will be sold. Call John at 864-646-7249 or visit www.pendletonhistoricfoundation.org today. Pendleton Historic Foundation, preserving and interpreting Pendleton's history. Go Bulldogs. On to kick for the Patriots, number 41, who also serves as the punter, Eli Cedeno. Back deep to return for the Bulldogs, the usual suspects. It's going to be Sam Jennings and Abijah Webb. Kick is away. It's going to bounce out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. The Bulldogs will have pretty good field position for their opening drive.
And they're going to need it if they want to respond. A great job by Sam Jennings. That kickoff was about 10, 20 yards short of Sam Jennings, so he just lets it go out of bounds and, uses his awareness to get his team and his offense some really good field positioning to start.
So with that, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line of Pendleton to start their opening drive. Really needing a response here, David, to what was a pretty crushing blow to the defense after giving up that fake punt.
And that response is going to come in the three-headed monster, right? You're going to design plays for Hamscott, Abijah Webb, and Bray Spear, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this first play is either a deep ball to Webb or a run with Spear.
We're seeing 5 wide here early for the freshman Gross. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Gross takes a snap has pressure in his face immediately, forced to throw it in the general direction of Sam Jennings, but incomplete over the middle of the field.
Yeah, that 5 wide. So Coach Al told us they're going to open up the offense a little bit earlier, right? So they had some success with the trips right and the 5 wide no huddles in the second half against Woodmont. Of course, the turnovers were killers, but they were moving the ball pretty well, right? So they're going to definitely incorporate that into their offense, in addition to establishing the run game better than they did last week.
2nd and 10 now, Bray Spear in the game. They'll fake the handoff to him, fire over the middle of the field. Sam Jennings over the middle, got a crease to the 45 of Powdersville, almost to the 40-yard line before being stopped short at the 41. Nice job on that RPO by the freshman Gross, making the right read, hitting Sam Jennings on the slant or the shave route, as we've heard from Coach Howell over the middle.
Yeah, great job by Gross. He fakes that handoff to Spear. He's got a lot of pressure because the linebacker's coming up, right? That's his cue to hit that shave right over the middle. Sam Jennings, great after the catch. We've seen it all this season. He just makes that cut up the middle and then moves right, getting more yards than he should have on that play. Great job by Sam.
Lowell Mattress checks into the game. He's on the boundary. There'll be a handoff this time to Bray Spear up the middle, and nothing doing for Spear as he was met by number 76, Miles Fowler, right there.
Yeah, if you look at those big guys on the defensive line for the Patriots, Jarvier Mills, Xavier Mays, Miles Fowler, and Will Wilkerson. Wilkerson, that star player, he blew up that play and allowed, the rest of the guys to really clean up the damage. It's going to be hard to run against these guys, right? They have the size advantage on the defensive line, the Patriots.
2nd and 9, we've got Abijah Webb in the backfield now for the Bulldogs. 2nd and 9, they'll split him out in motion to the left. Fire right at the 45-yard line. It's caught. Webb's got some running room to the sideline. That breakaway speed. Can he make it all the way to the end? He sure can. There's black and gold in the end zone, and his name is Abijah Webb. A great response by the Bulldogs. I got so excited I muted my mic again.
Absolutely. That might be a familiar pattern that we deal with this season, right? But Abijah Webb just does that to people, right? You start off with that twin set. Abijah Webb's the right side running back. He goes in motion on that orbit bubble, right, that a lot of people are familiar with nowadays. He just takes that lane, open space. The defense fails to tip that down, and he's gone all the way. Great job by using the sideline, and his breakaway speed puts the Pendleton Bulldogs on the board.
Matthew Chapman on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So a nice response by the Bulldogs. 7 apiece here with 7:48 remaining in the first quarter here at Powdersville High School.
Sam, could we be in for another shootout? Right, we know that in 2023 it was Powdersville's 56-40. I think we might be getting a little deja vu early.
I was just about to say the same thing. Great work there, partner. I certainly hope that we're in for a shootout, but hopefully one that ends up in the Bulldogs' favor.
Yeah, you never know. Good football is good football, right? If they're able to establish a run and both, do a lot, you're going to be able to in for a treat, right? So we want to get some time to some of our sponsors. Tiger Express Wash. Is your vehicle in need of a wash right now? Visit any Tiger Express Wash location in Clemson, Easley, Pendleton, or Seneca, and you can be through the tunnel with a clean, dry car in about 3.5 minutes. Plus, with the Anywhere Unlimited Fast Pass, keep that shine with a wash as often as you'd like at any of the upstate locations. Customers enjoy an eco-friendly, fun, jungle theme, and free vacuum use. Tiger Express Wash. More locations. Same quality care.
7 apiece here at Powdersville High School. Each team scoring on their opening possession. I thought a really nice response for the Bulldogs with pretty much all of the yardage coming through the air. A nice opening drive managed by the freshman Jace Gross. And now, Matthew Chapman on to kick it away yet again for the Bulldogs. Kick is away. This one a wobbler, and it actually goes out of bounds on the fly. I can't say I hate it, though, with the prolific return men that the Patriots have.
Yeah, I mean, they're not kicking at Elijah Huggins. Coach Al's actually said they'd rather kick it out of bounds with Chapman than give it to Elijah Huggins, right? That's how electric he is. Coach Al said, might as well not even get on the field for Elijah Huggins because there's no way that they're giving it to him, considering how electric of a return man that he is.
So some mind games being played here. It appears that Coach Muster is actually going to take the 5-yard penalty and force a re-kick.
Wow. Any chance that he can get to Elijah, they're going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if they let Elijah almost be a rover here and just hey, get to the ball no matter what.
Elijah Huggins is the deep man, about 7 yards deeper than his companions, number 7, Deshaun Knuckles and Xavier Huggins back there. So it will be a re-kick backed up 5 yards for Chapman. The kick is away, and this one is going to go out of bounds as well. So I guess decision time yet again for Coach Mustard.
Man, do you take some really good field position, or you make him kick it again? Right? Third time's the charm, I guess, for the Bulldogs. You hope he stays in bounds, but, man, Chapman really has to get the ball inside of the lines. I mean, I get that, I like the metaphor and all. Yeah, don't give it Elijah, rather kick it out of bounds. But you can't be kicking out of bounds 2 times in a row when you're the starting, kickoff guy, right? You're costing your team valuable yards of field position.
Identical kicks there on kicks 1 and 2.
You're also getting in your own head. That's not good for a kicker. That's never good for a kicker.
First from the 40-yard line, then from the 35. Now we'll kick it from the 30-yard line. And standing at the 14-yard line now is Elijah Huggins. Chapman's third kick is away. This one is right up the middle. It's going to be fielded by Elijah Huggins at the 15. Here comes Huggins up the middle to the 35-yard line of the 36. Breaks a tackle all the way up past the 40-yard line. It'll be spotted at the 41. So 3 kicks later, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line for the Patriots.
Right, and whether that field position is attributed to the kicking penalties or, the great return man Elijah Huggins, that's not what Coach Howell wanted, right? That's not what you practice on special teams. That's not your special teams game plan going in. And it gives a Powdersville Patriots team, with quarterback Keegan Reed, great field position after they already scored a touchdown on their opening drive.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. Joining Reed in the backfield are Waldrop and Elijah Huggins. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 1st and 10 from the 41. Reed fakes the snap, looks to the sideline to get the play call. Reed takes the snap, will hand it straight to Elijah Huggins, and met in the backfield right there. Couldn't see who that was. I believe it might have been Trent Garner.
Yeah, I believe it was Trent Garner off the right side. He did a great job of just, he was the open man, and he got in there, was able to drag him down with his strength, right? Because the run's going to left, Trent's coming from right. He's using his speed. He uses his big arms and is just able to drag down Elijah Huggins just via the force of Trent Garner's manpower.
It'll be interesting to see if the Patriots adjust their game plan. On that first drive, looks like Reed was struggling hitting his receivers. All 3 of the incompletions going high. Here's another handoff this time to number 4, Waldrop off the left side. And a nice job by the Bulldogs defensive line, not allowing a lane for him to run in. It's going to be brought down by number 13, Dax Allen. A nice job from the linebacker position coming down to make the play.
And it looked like they had an initial hole on the left side. It looked like it was going to be a pretty good chunk gain, but a great job by the second level of the defense, right? The safeties and the linebackers pushing up, filling their lanes correctly, and now forcing another 3rd down and long. Let's see if Reed can actually be on target here.
Another 3rd and long for the Patriots. Reed looking to his right. He's going to fire for number 17, but he's tackled right there by Abijah Webb. The best player on the field, making plays at the right time, bringing up another 4th down for the Patriots.
Great job by Abijah Webb. Obviously, 3rd down and 9, about 8 or 9 there. You're playing deep, right? You're giving cushion at the corner. Abijah sees it going to the flat, as that's the only read that Reed had. And Abijah just goes up there, makes a big-time play, and now you get into a punting situation, but it's got to be punt safe, man. Make sure everybody's locked down. Make sure you're prepared for that fake punt. You're calling out fake just in case. Watch the fake. You're calling out poison if this ball gets on the ground. You got to be ready for anything at this point.
That previous play, a screen to Bennett Brooks, diagnosed perfectly by Abijah Webb. The punt is away. It's a wobbler. It'll bounce at the 30-yard line and roll to the 23-yard line of Pendleton. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the right hash right there. I thought it was an interesting sequence there. Abijah makes the tackle, then had a little swagger to his step as he went back to return the punt.
And, of course, they don't give it to him there, right? They think the same thing about Abijah Webb in the return game as Pendleton does with Elijah Huggins, right? So now a great stop there by the Pendleton defense. You thought you had to stop first drive. You actually get the 3 and out here. And it's going to be big time for Jace Gross to capitalize on offense, at this field general.
Gross and the offense back out there, still tied 7 apiece with 5:43 remaining in this first quarter. It's a doubles formation for the Bulldogs. Gross takes the snap, fires quickly to Abijah Webb, caught up the 25-yard line, runs after the catch down that right sideline, down to about the 30-yard line. So a nice 1st down gain of about 7, bringing up a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Abijah was able to move a little bit to the right on his route. Got the ball in open space around the 30-yard line on the right sideline, made a man miss a little bit, gave him a little juke move, and was able to get a couple extra yards.
Second down and 3 from the right hash for the Bulldogs. Gross takes the snap. Running back out of the backfield, running a route. Underthrown and intercepted by number 22, Stephen Hudgens. A severely underthrown ball. Probably one of the worst that we've seen in Jace Gross's young career, unfortunately. And it'll be the Patriots taking over in Bulldog territory at the 38-yard line. Just one of those crucial mistakes you can't have early in a drive, Dave.
And it's gonna give the Patriots a great opportunity to capitalize right now deep in Pendleton territory. Gross drives back to pass there in the 5 wide look. He doesn't have a lot of time because he doesn't have any protection in the backfield, right? He's got to get it out fast. He tries to force the out route in middle of 2 defenders, and, man, what a game for Stephen Huggins right away.
Trips to the right for the Patriots, who are back on the field on offense. Reed takes the snap. He'll give it straight up the middle to Waldrop. Waldrop into the second level. So there is a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Probably going to be coming back, as it could have been a holding on number 54, Nashawn Schuler.
And once again, they're attacking the B gap with Brandon Waldrop. He's hitting the hole real fast, real hard, and he's getting to that second level just with his versus speed.
It is indeed going to be holding on the Patriots. That'll back them up 10 yards, bringing up a first down and 20.
Yeah, luckily for the Bulldogs, that one's called back. Now you're in this first down and very long scenario. You probably go back to the run, right? So Pendleton's done a good job of stopping that sporadically. Let's see if they do that here.
First and 20 for the Patriots. They give it to Waldrop again up the middle. Waldrop gets the second level before being tackled by number 34 this time. That is Carson Gregory.
Yeah, they're attacking that any which way, right? A different formation, instead of Waldrop on the left side, this time he's on the right. This time they're running inside zone, maybe with a puller into that B gap. But they're going B and C on the left side of the field no matter what, right? They're having Waldrop hit the hole there.
Trip to the right for the Patriots. Taking the snap is Reed. He drops it and is nailed in the backfield by number 53, Fisher Sailors, taking advantage of the bad snap. Also back there with him, Kendall Thurman.
Yeah, great job by Fisher and Kendall. They're 2 guys that are going to, be able to split time in the defensive line. Kendall was supposed to start at defensive end. He's moved it in a little bit to nose guard, which is true position. Fisher Sailors in that rotation with Hart Thurman as well. Sailors has been there the most time, and he makes a big play there, kind of proving that he should be on the field.
So a third down and 17 for the Patriots. Yet another opportunity for this Bulldogs defense to get off the field. Reed takes the snap. He'll hand it off this time to number 7, Knuckles. That's number 4, Waldrop. And nothing doing as he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage by none other than Trent Garner.
Trent Garner has done a great job from his stand-up linebacker position to go and get to the line of scrimmage, right? He's done a great job chasing the running backs from the opposite side and just hauling them down. You need that from Trent Garner, who's the motor of this defense. They go as he goes, Sam.
Another fourth down and long, and the Patriots once again forced to punt.
In that shield punting formation now.
Punt is away, a line drive kick, fielded off one bounce by Webb. Makes the guy miss right there, but not much doing as he gets it out across the 20-yard line to the 21. It'll be first and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Kind of a sketchy bounce there, Sam. Abijah, you could see there, he really wanted to take it, right? He was going to take it no matter what if it got in front of him. He takes it off the sketchy bounce. Doesn't really have a lot to do there. The gunning team is already there. He's able to bounce off one, but he's just brought down around the 20. Still, not a bad job by him. Definitely minimizes the yards that would happen if the punt just kept on rolling.
Tied 7 apiece, about 8.5 minutes into this first quarter at Powdersville High School. Bulldogs back out on offense for their third drive after a Jace Cross interception derailed the last one. It's going to be a Brace Spear handoff up the middle. He'll go off to the right side after initially going up the middle. Gain of about 4 there for Brace Spear. A nice first down run.
Yeah. Both offenses did a great job on their first drives, right? Not needing to capitalize off of any other offense. No mistakes made. Now, both offenses have made mistakes, have been stopped. You haven't really been able to do anything since.
Doubles now for the Bulldogs with Spear joining the freshman signal caller Gross in the backfield. They'll send Ham Scott in motion from right to left. Taking the snap is Gross. Gross looking for somewhere to get rid of the football to, and he ends up just throwing it away off of that right sideline in the general area of his running back, Brace Spear, incomplete.
And a great job by Spear going from the flat, up towards that ball to keep it from being an intentional grounding call, as Gross was well within the pocket as the pressure came down.
A real heads-up play by the veteran running back brings up a 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs from the 24-yard line. Doubles for the Bulldogs. Groff takes the snap. Looking to fire down that right sideline, just a little bit too much heat on it for Sam Jennings down that right side. A little overthrown, bringing up a 4th down.
They had Jennings as the receiver all the way to the right side, Abijah in the slot. They were hoping that more defenders would go with Abijah as Abijah went, like a short crosser, right? And they had Sam, just get that extra leverage. He has that leverage a little bit, but Jace just not able to find him there as that throw was a little bit too far and too right.
On to punt for the first time in this game. Actually was the intended receiver on the last play, Sam Jennings. Back deep to return is the prolific number 13, Elijah Huggins. The punt is away. It's going to go out of bounds in the air, short of the 50-yard line. So another drive for the Patriots starting in plus territory. They'll spot this one at the Pendleton 44.
And there was no way Jennings was going to go to Huggins there.
Another chance to hear from one of our sponsors, Gettin Chili Ice Cream Truck. Why not beat the heat with a cool, sweet treat? Book Gettin Chili, your hometown traditional ice cream truck for your next event. You can find and like us on Facebook and call 864-844-4384 to book us for your next event. That is Gettin Chili Ice Cream Truck. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from the left hash at the Pendleton 45-yard line, for the Patriots. Reed takes the snap, will hand it off to Waldrop. Waldrop off that left side has some space. Waldrop into the second level, pushed out of bounds inside the 35-yard line, moving the chains for the Patriots.
Yeah, great job at left tackle, Davis Wardell, just really moving his man off the block. There was nobody in sight. It was just a wide-open running lane on the left side. He was able to just smash the defensive end Fisher Sailors inside, just creating a wide-open running gap.
Patriots still going up tempo. It's going to be Waldrop again off that left side, something that we saw. But the ball is out. The ball is out, and it might have been recovered by the Bulldogs. It was, and they will rule that he was not down prior to the ball coming out, so it's a turnover forced by the Bulldogs. They will take over right there.
Yeah, they had that left side. They kept going on that left side, but obviously Waldrop's going to get tired, right? And the Bulldogs defense is going to figure out, hey, the ball's going to our right side of the defense. They're going to stack that play, and they're going to make sure they put a big hit on Waldrop. That's exactly what they did there. Ball came out, and Pendleton is able to take advantage of another great offensive starting field position drive from the Patriots where Powdersville gets nothing out of it.
So already 2 turnovers in this first quarter. 2:22 remaining in the first quarter. Tied up at 7 apiece here at Powdersville High School as the 2-1 Pendleton Bulldogs face off against the 0-3 Powdersville Patriots. A clean slate, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Trips to the left. Groff takes the snap. He'll fire to his running back Spear, but it was deflected at the line of scrimmage by number 9, Jarvier Mills. A nice job to get a hand on it, and Bray Spear not able to come down with it. It'll be 2nd and 10 from that spot, the 26-yard line.
Yeah, on that screen pass, you're lining up everybody out to the right. The trips play. In a trips, you don't usually think screen if you're the defense, right? Because you're thinking, hey, they're going to air it out. As a defensive lineman, you're taught, hey, if your offensive lineman moves away, you go with him. And that's exactly what Mills did there. Did a great job of deflecting the pass with his big frame.
Identical formation here for the Bulldogs. Fakes the give, does Gross. Now will scramble off to his left and fire over the head of the receiver, Sam Jennings, and there is a flag on the field at the tail end of the play.
Yeah, it looked like Gross just wanted to get that one out of bounds. Maybe should have given it to Spear, but, of course, a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be an eligible receiver downfield that will, of course, be declined by the Patriots and bringing up yet another 3rd down and long. 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
And an eligible man downfield, that's always the risk when you're running an RPO. We know Pendleton, heavy RPO, those mistakes are going to come sometimes, right? Now it's just how does Jace Gross respond in a clear passing situation?
Clear passing situation. First 2 plays of the drive, incompletion, so not much time coming off the clock here at all before this 3rd down and long from the right hash. That's the 26-yard line for the Bulldogs. Trips to the left once again. Abijah Webb to the boundary on the right side. Spear joining Gross in the backfield. Gross takes the snap, has some pressure in the backfield, and an incompletion as he was looking for a receiver on that left side. But Jarvier Mills not able to be blocked up front by the Bulldogs, getting in with the pressure, affecting the throw, and forcing yet another Bulldog punt.
The defensive line is the strength of this Powdersville defense, right? Who was there? It was Jarvier Mills and number 51, Will Wilkerson. Those are the guys who put the pressure on him and forces Pendleton again to punt from deep in their own territory.
Sam Jennings standing on Pendleton's 12-yard line. He gets this one away. It's higher and a little bit of a better kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Actually caught by number 12, Xavier Huggins, who is not on the field for the punt return, but it goes out of bounds at the Powdersville 44-yard line, so Powdersville will take over right there.
And you got to realize that the run is probably going to the left, so that's where they're going to stack up. You know, speaking of our wonderful sponsors last drive, we'll go right back into Liberty Hall Bed and Breakfast. Liberty Hall is a 10-room bed and breakfast with ensuite baths in historic Pendleton, available for those traveling to our area and local getaways. Liberty Hall venue is a great location for weddings, receptions, corporate meetings, parties, and events. Call Liberty Hall today for your next event.
1st and 10 for the Patriots, 2 receivers to each side for the junior quarterback, Keegan Reed, joined in the backfield by number 23, Tavius Williams. Reed takes the snap. It's going to be a quick screen to Xavier Huggins. Goes out of bounds after a gain of about 5 yards. A nice job kind of exposing that weaker side of the defense for the Bulldogs that has been that left side over the past couple weeks. A nice catch and run by Elijah Huggins off that left side.
Yeah, even with the passing, that quick screen game on the wide receiver pops, they're just going to the left side. Great job by Huggins there.
2nd and 5. This time it's a handoff to number 23, Tavius Williams, into the second level, breaking a tackle, and finally brought down by number 6, Jamari Chapman, with some help from Jamari Johnson. The last 2 men in his way, and a nice run by number 23, Tavius Williams, the first time we've seen him tonight.
Just genius schematically there by the offense.
Going fast for the Patriots. They'll pitch to the left to Williams. Williams following blockers into the second level yet again before being wrestled out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. There's a flag on the play coming in late.
A great job there by the offense. They go left side, and then when they're not expecting it, when the defense overcommits to that run, you know, on the right side of their defense, they go, boom, right side, different running back up the middle, right? And then back left side, this time with a toss, get out in open space, get blockers moving. Unfortunately, that play is not going to stand, but it's a great offensive ideology from Coach Muster and his staff.
Another holding penalty backing the Patriots up. It's going to bring up a 1st down and 15 from the Pendleton 35-yard line. 2 receivers each side for Reed yet again, and the hard count gets the Bulldogs defensive line to jump, and they will get those 5 yards right back.
Yeah, that looks to be Fisher Sailors in there at defensive tackle with Turman at right end. You know, Sailors just jumped there, and now we're back to where we started, Sam. 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 30-yard line for the Patriots. 2 receivers each side for Reed, joined in the backfield by Tavius Williams. Another quick screen, but the ball is on the ground yet again, and it's picked up by the Bulldogs. Yet another turnover, and it has been mayhem in this first quarter, both for the Bulldogs and Patriots, forcing turnovers, Dave.
Great teams capitalize on turnovers, and great defenses bend, don't break, right? Powdersville has not been able to capitalize off of the turnover, off of the field position game, and the Pendleton Bulldogs have just been great at getting the football, right? This is something we saw in week 1 when the Bulldogs faced off against the Chesney Eagles, right? They're able to pick up that ball off the ground, force that ball, you know, to come out of the hands of the skill position players, right? The fumble game, the fumble recovery game is always an advantage so far this season to the Pendleton Bulldogs defense.
And Dax Allen, number 13, the linebacker that time, jumping on the football and grabbing possession for the Bulldogs, who start off 1st and 10 from the right hash from the 34-yard line. Looking to pass is Gross. He will, but it is dropped by Abijah Webb, a little bit behind the senior wide receiver on that left side, looking for a tunnel screen, but it'll bring up 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
The difficulty is when you don't run on 1st down, which the run game has not been existent for the Bulldogs offense, just they haven't really been able to get it on. When you pass on 1st down, right, in a short pass, like it's not designed for a completion to basically act as a run, right? Incompleting that there puts you in an awful position because you're probably going to pass it another 2 times, and you could be forcing yourself to a very quick 3-and-out once again. We're still in the first quarter, Sam.
2nd and 10 from the same spot, the 34, and this time there's movement up front yet again. flag on the play. Both sides pointing at each other. It's going to be a false start on the Bulldogs. That'll back them up 5 yards, bringing up a second down and 15. Like you said, David, a clear passing situation after that quick 3-and-out on 3 incompletions. The previous possession looking like the Bulldogs are going to have a hole to climb out of here on the ensuing possession.
Yeah, just an unfortunate miscommunication there with Gross on the right side of his offensive line.
Gross tries to get the Patriots defensive line to jump yet again. Now he'll get the play call in from that far sideline and adjust. Trips to the left, Elijah Webb all by himself to the right, and it's a handoff that is diagnosed quickly by the Powdersville defensive line. Helmet comes off of one of the Powdersville linebackers. I believe that is number 10, Jaden Wirtz. But nonetheless, the run game, as you mentioned, Dave, non-existent here early.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because now it puts you in an even worse situation. It's 3rd down and 15. You know this ball's going in the air. You know that defensive line is, trying to get home as quick as possible as they've been doing. And Gross is going to have to unleash it at least close to the sticks.
Doubles for the Bulldogs. Gross looking to fire over the middle. It's caught by Ham Scott. Ham Scott at the 41-yard line. About 3, maybe 4 yards short of the first down. But a nice job by Ham Scott getting closer to that marker. And it looks like the Bulldogs are looking to go fast and try for a 4th down conversion.
Yeah, Gross signaling, hey, we're going to go for it, right? He tries to get them off sides there, but Ham Scott, that big play player, he puts them in 4th down and very manageable. I think, they're trying to get out of the cycle of just punting inside their own territory and having to force a turnover, right? They're trying to make a play and make a move towards the end of this first quarter.
22 seconds and the clock rolling remaining in this first quarter of play. Looks like that just might be the last play of this opening quarter.
Wouldn't be surprised if I see Gross get back there and try to do another, hard count, but instead it's a timeout.
Timeout taken by the Bulldogs, and it is decision time as a 4th and 3 is what separates from the offense getting a new set of chains. While we got the time, we'll hear from another one of our great sponsors. Crenshaws TV and Appliances. Are you in the market for a new washer or dryer? How about a new refrigerator or a new range? Maybe you would rather have a new state-of-the-art home theater system and state-of-the-art TV and home theater system with surround sound. If so, be sure to go see the folks at Crenshaws TV and Appliance for the finest selection, advice, and service after the sale. Open 24/7 at www.tvandappliance.com, proud sponsor of the Pendleton Bulldogs. So we have 7 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Coach Howell just used the first of 3 timeouts this half for the Bulldogs. And out jogs the punt team as they will indeed punt here on 4th and 3 in their own territory.
Probably the smart decision there. But I could understand if you wanted to go for it and just get it out of the cycle and, really swing the momentum to the Bulldog side.
Sam Jennings' punt is away. This is the best of his 3 punts so far. This is going to roll inside the 25-yard line of the Patriots and be down at the 24. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the left hash for the Patriots. That's the end of the first quarter. Tied up at 7 apiece in a wild turnover-filled first quarter. This is Pendleton football brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio.
Are you looking for a place to connect and build community? Join us at Foothills Church in Pendleton. We meet every Sunday at 10 a.m. in Pendleton High School. Whether you're new to exploring your faith or looking for a new church home, you're welcome here. Come experience uplifting worship, a message with real-life application, and a community that cares. That's Foothills Church, Sundays at 10 a.m. at Pendleton High School. We can't wait to see you there. West Cox Law Firm in Pendleton is proud to sponsor the Bulldogs. For help with real estate, wills, probate, or your small business, go see West Cox Law Firm in Pendleton. They're tough and quick on your legal needs as the Bulldogs on a Friday night. Go to westcoxlaw.com after tonight's victory party to make your appointment.
So we are about ready for second quarter action, rather. Felt like that quarter was a whole half with all the action, all the turnovers, all the penalties, all the stoppages that we had in that first quarter, but it is just the second quarter, and the Patriots are going to have first down and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Their worst starting field position so far. They've done a nice job of using that run game to get into Pendleton territory time and time again, but a couple of bad snaps have turned into fumble recoveries by the Bulldogs on the last two Patriots possessions.
Yeah, and they've been running the ball really well, but Reed, the quarterback, hasn't been able to capitalize, right? On some crucial third downs, his throws have just been off the mark, and, of course, dropping that last snap there. So he's got to really lock in if they want to get a long, sustainable drive like they did to open it up.
First and 10 for the Patriots, and a handoff to number 23, Davius Williams. A gain of about 2 yards there, bringing up a second down and 8. A nice job by the defensive front of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they decided to go right there, and the Bulldogs defense just all the way ready for it. They're definitely keying in on this run game, definitely during that quarter switch where the teams are flipping field. Defensive coordinator Jeremy Johnson made sure to talk to his team about keying in on the run game.
Second down and 8, trips to the right for the Patriots, and it's another give to Davius Williams, this time up the middle. And the Bulldogs think the ball came out again, still waiting on a ruling from the officials.
Is it another fumble? All the coaches are signaling, all the players are signaling, the officials are coming over.
Still waiting on a ruling from the officials, and they will rule the ball carrier was down prior to the ball coming out. That would have been a huge break for the Bulldogs and a third fumble recovery. That all for naught. It's just another second down run for Tavius Williams, bringing up a third down and 6 here. Trips to the right for the Patriots. One receiver to the left. They'll fake the handoff. Another screen out to the right for Huggins. Huggins has some space off that right sideline. A first down for the Patriots. Shoved out of bounds by number 31, Branson Wilson, in that second level. Seems like it's been third down and Elijah Huggins several times for these Patriots here in the first half.
Yeah, they don't really want to run on those downs, so they're going to work it out to their playmakers in space.
So new set of chains for the Patriots. Trips to the left once again. This time it's a handoff to Tavius Williams. He'll work off that right guard. Has some space, makes the guy miss across the 50-yard line, moving the chains yet again before going out of bounds across the 50 to the Pendleton 48-yard line.
The offense has made a clear shift, right? Tavius Williams is now the running back after in the first quarter, for the most part, it was number 4, Brandon Waldrop, right? So I think they really like Williams here after Waldrop coughing up that football.
Doubles this time for the Patriots from the right hash, moving from our left to right. Reed takes a snap. It's a quick screen this time to number 12, Xavier Huggins. Xavier Huggins, quick burst of speed, gains about 6 yards in the process, maybe 7 actually, bringing up a second down and 3 as the Huggins brothers on the outside, becoming a problem for this Pendleton secondary.
Yeah, great job by any wide receiver on that flare screen. When you cut inside and not outside, right, you're not limiting yourself. You're able to cut up the seam.
Handoff this time to Tavius Williams. Breaks the tackle in the backfield. Fights forward for yet another first down off that right side. Kendall Turman, the first to make contact, but breaking that tackle was Williams. Moving the chains yet again for the Patriots, who are into Bulldog territory at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, great job by the coaching staff, limiting what Keegan Reed has had to do, right? They're getting the ball into the playmakers easy, quick throws, basically screen passes, and running the football successfully.
Reed takes the snap. He'll keep it on the ground with Williams off that right side yet again. Another gain of about 5, maybe 6 on first down, and the Patriots are still rolling, knocking on the door of the red zone.
Yeah, we saw it last week. Woodmont was really able to use that shotgun toss pretty effectively against the Bulldogs. That's exactly what the Patriots are doing here.
2 men in the backfield this time for the Patriots. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Joining Tavius Williams in the backfield is Elijah Huggins before this second down and 4. Still tied at 7 apiece, under 9.5 minutes remaining in this first half. It's a run for Tavius Williams off the left side yet again. Gets across the 20-yard line into the red zone for the Patriots. Really nice run off that left side, off the left shoulder of the left guard for Tavius Williams, moving the chains yet again for the Patriots.
And this is the first time that the Patriots have officially been in the red zone besides their scoring drive.
Another give to Tavius Williams up the middle. Trying to take advantage of a tired Pendleton defense. Gains about 5 in the process inside the 15 to the 14 of Pendleton.
Yeah, Pendleton never going to be the biggest team on the defensive side of the ball, so they have to be the toughest, right? If they are able to hold the Patriots to a field goal here, it would be a massive win.
Patriots going fast. Quick screen for Reed, but it comes up short, falls incomplete. The intended receiver, Jashawn Knuckles, there on the left side on the boundary there, and looks similar to the other two screens that hit with the Huggins brothers, but that time coming up short for Knuckles.
What we were talking about, Sam, is when you're going fast after a successful play, it usually leads to mistakes, right? Reed just put that one in the dirt.
3rd down and 5 from the 14-yard line for the Patriots. Trips to the right. It'll be a handoff to Tavius Williams up the middle, following a block from his right tackle inside the 10-yard line to the 6. It'll be 1st and goal right there.
Great burst by the right side of the Patriots offensive line, right? Great footwork there by right guard number 76, Miles Freeman, and right tackle number 57, Jed Rogers, right? They really worked that tag action, right? That's tackle and guard. With, the right tackle, he was able to come off of the defensive lineman, get to the linebacker, and he boomed him, right? Allowing Williams a big gain.
1st and goal for the Patriots, 4 wide receivers. They'll pitch it to the right for Tavius Williams. Gets downhill into the end zone for the touchdown. Patriots taking a 13-7 lead here with 8 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first half of action, breaking a tie that stood for nearly 10 minutes of game time.
That's the Tavius Williams drive right there. He was a breath of fresh air into this Patriots offense that was making mistake after mistake, coughing up the football, not really able to establish their offensive identity. They did great job running with Waldrop, but he coughed up the football. Who didn't? Tavius Williams. Tavius Williams, with a lot of big plays there, gets his team in the end zone to regain the lead.
So a 13-7 lead for the Patriots. On to attempt the extra point is number 36, Ethan Peel. False start on the kicking unit will back him up 5 yards. It'll be a deeper than normal point after attempt for Peel with 8:21 remaining here in the first half. It's going to end up being a 27-yard extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So 14-7 lead after the Tavius Williams touchdown for the Powdersville Patriots. 8:21 remaining here as the Powdersville Patriots on top of our Pendleton Bulldogs. You're listening to Pendleton Football on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio, brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse.
With more than 70 years of proven performance and the best bankers in the industry, United Community Bank is one of the strongest and most secure banks in the Southeast. They are proud to have just won their 10th J.D. Power Award for best customer satisfaction in the Southeast, and they were recognized by J.D. Power as the #1 most trusted bank. Wow. They are headquartered in Greenville, South Carolina, which makes them the largest bank headquartered in the Palmetto State. Visit the local Pendleton, South Carolina branch for all your banking needs.
So 14-7 lead for the Patriots in front of their home crowd, looking to get their first win of the season. The Bulldogs looking to avoid their second straight loss on the road after losing 34-19 last week at Woodmont. Powdersville on top 14-7 here as the Bulldogs are about to have an opportunity to respond and tie this game up. On to kick for the Patriots, number 41, Eli Sedeno. And back deep to return for the Bulldogs, Abijah Webb and Sam Jennings. The kick is away. It's going to be fielded by Sam Jennings at the 10-yard line, going down that right sideline. Jennings takes a big hit just before the 25-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the right hash at the 24-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Jennings, not the tallest, was completely stood up there on the boomstick by the Patriots kickoff unit, right? Just doing a great job getting down the field so aggressively, but not out of position, right? They forced Pendleton just to the 25.
And Jennings probably going to be feeling that one for the first couple plays of this possession for the Bulldogs.
But we've seen him take some big hits, Sam, and Sam Jennings, he gets back up pretty quickly. I'm shocked. I'd be down for days.
You and me both, partner. Abijah Webb coming in motion, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, and it's going to be a false start as a member of the offensive line on that right side moved a little bit early.
Yeah, definitely some missteps there on the procedure. An early jump by the offensive line as Webb went in motion, was not going to take the jet. It looked like it was probably going to be a little bit of a screen action, reversing field with Abijah Webb. Unfortunately, they're not able to get it going, and they're going to have to save that play for much later if they don't run it right now.
So 1st and 15 for Pendleton from their own 20-yard line. Abijah Webb comes in motion, but it's a handoff to Bray Spear. And like has been the case for many of Spear's rushes, nothing doing for Spear. Nice job by that Pendleton defensive front that has been so good all night.
Yeah, they're really going to have to work this ball over the middle and in the screen game quickly, right? Designing plays where your first read is either Ham Scott or Abijah Webb. Ham really hasn't been able to do much since his big play to cut it to a 4th down that they ended up punting on.
2nd and 15, Gross looking to throw, fires to the right side, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Sam Jennings. A ball that he'll usually bring in, falls incomplete, bring up a 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, would have cut it to a 3rd down and 8, but still now the Bulldogs backed up big time with under 8 to play. They're going to give the Powdersville Patriots a big-time opportunity to really, put Pendleton in a hole if they don't convert here.
2 receivers to each side for Gross. Gross takes the snap, looking to fire deep, has Abijah Webb down the field, but a little bit overthrown, incomplete in coverage there for the Bulldogs was Jashawn Knuckles, the two-way player there in coverage of Abijah Webb. Bulldogs looking to connect on a deep play, but can't quite do it.
Yeah, a little bit of physicality there by Knuckles. Maybe would have warranted the flag if the ball was on the money, but because the ball was out of reach, no flag, no nothing. Bulldogs going to have to punt from deep once again. So Sam Jennings cannot take that drop into this punt here, right? He got hit real hard, then he had that drop. Now he's got a big-time punt.
Jennings' punt is away. It's a line drive. It goes out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Powdersville from the Pendleton 44-yard line. Once again, really good field position for the Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots haven't really been able to execute from this spot, though.
Guys Pizza in Sandy Springs, the official pizza of Pendleton High School football. Come see us on Highway 76 across the street from the Michelin plant in Sandy Springs. We're the home of famous award-winning Bird Dog Pizza, along with many other specialty pizzas. To place an order, call 864-375-1410 or stop by and dine in with us. Proudly serving the area for over 10 years. That is Guy's Pizza of Sandy Springs.
Sam, I could use a Guy's Pizza right now.
I absolutely could. 1st down and 10 from the left hash for the Patriots, but a whistle pre-snap. We have some movement. I don't see a flag down on the field, but they are going to back it up. It's going to be a false start before the play, so it's going to be 1st and 15 from the Pendleton 49 now.
Yeah, crucial, because that moves them up right about midfield, right? So that's a little bit longer. And they haven't been able to capitalize from this area, right? They've gotten good field position off of punts, starting right on the Pendleton 45 or so, right? Now they're moved back to the 49. It's going to make it a little harder, an area that they haven't done before.
And I have a hunch we're going to get another steady dose of Tavius Williams. The first snap is indeed a run by Tavius Williams, but a nice diagnosis by the Pendleton defensive front. And number 34, Carson Gregory, there to make the stop in the backfield or right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 15. Nice job by the linebacker, Gregory.
Yeah, that's the first time we're really hearing from Gregory tonight. Last weekend, he played in at middle linebacker. He filled in, for the sick Calhoun Mize. This week he's back at that defensive end position, was able to stop that play from the get-go.
2nd and 15 behind the chains yet again for the Patriots, but it's Tavius Williams this time off the right side. A nice game barreling his way into the second level past the 40-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and short from the 37-yard line for the Patriots.
So they blitzed Trent Garner to the side of the running back. He over-pursued. The tackle did a great job of just bringing him all the way back in the backfield, keeping him around all the way wide, just opening up a hole in that over-pursuit of the blitz. That's sometimes when a blitz gets you a little tripped up on run protection.
Doubles for the Patriots. Back into the game is the starting running back, number 4, Brandon Waldrop. before this big-time 3rd down and 3. 6 minutes left in the first half of action, and the Patriots up a touchdown. It'll be a pitch to Waldrop off that right side. Hurdling over a defender, or rather jumping over a diving defender for a first down off that right side.
Waldrop goes flying, as we saw him do on that touchdown run and a couple first down plays. He loves just putting his body on the line. Reminds me of Jeff Hardy, just going up there, able to do a flip, swanton bomb up there for the first down, lands on his back, and gives his team another set of downs.
Really nice comp there, partner. First down and 10 yet again for the Patriots. They'll give it again to Waldrop, this time up the middle. Breaks off to the left side, inside the 20-yard line, but a flag is going to bring this one back.
Yeah, what would have been a 15-yard there by Waldrop, who's now back in the game, able to get some touches. They're really rotating in long form between Williams and Waldrop, right? It's not going to be a 1-2 punch. It's going to be like, hey, you're going to get a little dose of Waldrop. We're going to take some time. Okay, we're going to go Williams. And now they're back to Waldrop.
And they've really had the luxury of doing that tonight, in large part because of the nice work that their offensive line has been doing. So just while we had the time, wanted to give them a quick shout. That's Nashawn Schuler, Jed Rogers, Connor Giles, Davius Wardell, and Miles Freeman doing a really nice job blocking up front for the Patriots. But the holding penalty brings them behind the chains yet again. It's first down and 20 from the right hash at the 42-yard line of Pendleton.
Yeah, the defense almost bit there on the hard count. You can see Calhoun Mize, orchestrating orders, and Dax Allen almost came off the left side of the defense.
RPO looks fake the handoff. It's going to be a screen to number 17, but he is met right at the line of scrimmage. That was number 17, Bennett Brooks, on the catch. I had thought they had given it to number 4, Brandon Waldrop, but they got it outside on the edge there to Brooks. What a nice job. Forcing minimal gain there is the Bulldog secondary, bringing up a second down and 19.
Yeah, with the linebacker group, really putting pressure pre-snap on Reed. It forced him to make a quick decision, maybe not his best throw, not really able to bullet it over there, allowed the defense enough time on the right side of the secondary to just really press up and make a good football tackle.
Second and 19 for the Patriots on the left hash from the Bulldog 41-yard line. They'll give it this time to Waldrop, who barrels his way for a nice gain of 5 or 6, but still behind the chains are the Patriots. That brings up a third down and 12.
This guy loves being off his feet, right? It just gets him extra yards every single time. So if he's okay putting his body on the line, he's going to do it, right? And he's clearly okay doing that.
So Reed undoubtedly going to be forced to throw here, at least one would think, as it is third down and 13 right on the Pendleton 35-yard line. Reed takes a snap, indeed, drops back to throw. He's looking deep, got a man in the end zone, but way overthrown. They throw the flag, but that's an uncatchable ball. I'll see that through my Bulldog pair of glasses. That was an uncatchable ball.
I'll go from a little bit of a neutral perspective. They really called the pass interference when the defensive back held onto the shoulder pads, right, of the intended receiver, was able to kind of drag him down in what probably was an uncatchable ball. Because he immediately just pulls him back, they're going to call that, Sam.
Coach Howell agreeing with the sentiment that it was uncatchable, but we'll just have to see. I believe they're going to enforce the penalty 15 yards, so they're going to indeed call pass interference. Coach Howell not happy, getting an explanation from the official.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is, right? When you're very visibly altering the receiver back from his design route and getting him off the ball, they're going to call that. That was probably overthrown, probably uncatchable. The ball was definitely a couple steps in front of the receiver with not a lot of time to make up, but nonetheless, the Patriots now moving the ball forward.
Patriots in the red zone yet again. A flag on the play before a handoff to number 4, Brandon Waldrop up the middle. A flag directly on the snap, so maybe an illegal formation penalty coming.
Yeah, a lot of flags for this Powdersville offense. They haven't really been able to capitalize on this field position. I thought that they weren't going to, right? That ball looked like a clear incompletion, but because of the pass interference call, now they have more field position advantage and could settle for a field goal to put them up 2 scores.
So it looks like the flag is going to be on the Patriots, or on the Bulldogs, excuse me. So they'll decline that and take the result of the play, bringing up a 2nd down and 6. Snap the handoff yet again to Waldrop, but a nice shoestring tackle by number 13, Dax Allen, making a lot of plays tonight, this time disrupting that run game yet again.
Great job by Dax Allen, the former safety. He's had to step into the weak side linebacker role known as the will, right? And he's done a great job just playing with high effort, not being afraid to get physical as a former safety inside the box, and he's doing a great job coming down. He's made a couple of great plays, for TFLs today. Now he puts the Patriots in tough 3rd down and about 6.
3rd and 6 for the Patriots, doubles for the quarterback, Reed. It'll be a handoff yet again to Waldrop. Waldrop sheds a tackle at the line of scrimmage, brought down right at the 10-yard line, depending on the spot. They're indeed going to give him the 10, which would move the chains. At least that's what it looks like. Still waiting on the official ruling on the far side.
But it looks like it's going to be just a tad short.
Short by a hair, at least for now. They're going to bring the chain gang in to measure this one. Really nice run by Waldrop, who shed a tackle in the backfield and powered his way forward right at the 10-yard line, forcing this measurement. Chain gang is out now, and it looks like it is a 1st down. So it's going to be 1st down and goal for the Patriots. 2:54 remaining in this first half, up 14-7, looking to extend it to a 2-possession game before half.
And this Patriots offense just constantly tiring out the Bulldogs defense, converting on 3rd down after 4th down, on long down, on short down. I sound like a Dr. Seuss book there, but great job by the Patriots just converting and really wearing out the Bulldogs on these long drives, just making them sweat till the very end.
1st and goal, Reed takes the snap, he'll hand it off yet again to Waldrop. Waldrop barreling his way down to the 5-yard line. A nice 1st and goal run for Waldrop, bringing up a 2nd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, great run by Waldrop. Now they're very quick back to the line, right? They're going to do this one after another, quick snap plays, trying to capitalize on a Bulldogs defense that isn't ready yet.
Reed takes the snap. He'll hand it off yet again to Waldrop off that right side. Tackled a yard or so short of the goal line, bringing up a 3rd and goal from the 1. Clock still moving, 2:17 to play in the first half.
And again, Reed calling back to his offensive line. They're back up quick. Pendleton's got to know this is a run and send the house at Waldrop.
Reed takes the snap, hands it off to Waldrop yet again. Pendleton did send the house, and they come up short of the end zone. So 4th and goal from inside the 1-yard line. This is about as pivotal of a play as you can get, Dave.
And a goal line stand would be absolutely massive with under 2 to play in this first half. But we know Coach Muster is going to go for it. Cannot settle for a field goal in this situation. Have to extend the lead if you're Powdersville to 2 touchdowns and not just 2 scores.
Looks like a heavy package coming in for the Patriots, but they are going to spend the timeout to kind of talk things over before this crucial 4th and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, a wise decision by the Patriots to spend the timeout. This is very crucial. If you don't get it, not the end of the world, because Pendleton has nothing to work with. They'll literally have about a yard of safety between them and a literal safety in their own end zone, right? So they're going to be in a tough position no matter what. You might even be able to get the ball back, if they're not able to run the football or if they decide to pass and go incomplete again, right? So you have to go for it here. I think here you're going to keep going with Brendan Waldrop, right? This has been his drive. Last drive was the Tavius Williams drive. This drive, it's been all Waldrop. Right? Give him redemption after coughing up that football. Give him his 2nd touchdown of the day. I think that's where the Bulldogs know that this ball is going to go. So a little bit of misdirection in this heavy package could be coming from the Powdersville Patriots.
Minute 39 remaining in the first half. Patriots up 14-7 over our Bulldogs, looking to extend that lead to 2 possessions here on a crucial 4th and 1. It looks like we have Reed on the sideline, a really heavy package here that's going to be a direct snap to Hudgens, the receiver. He takes the snap. Pendleton thinks he came up short. Powdersville obviously thinks it's a touchdown, and they're going to rule that he was stopped short. A goal line stand by the Bulldogs inside the 1, after the direct snap to Stephen Hudgens.
The defense is standing on its head, Sam. They're ready to go like a goalie in the playoffs. What a stop by Coach Jeremy Johnson and his defense, making sure they're going all in. It's that Wildcat formation, right? They're going to Stephen Hudgens, who's had a phenomenal game, by the way. Perfect on the holes, gets that interception, and picks up that conversion on that fake punt, right? So they're going to a guy who's had a hot day on all phases of the ball. They're going to go with him up the middle on that power, right in that Wildcat. He's got 2 position players blocking for him and a heavy-set offensive line, and they do not get it. A great job by the interior of the defensive line, right? Pendleton made sure to send up their linebackers. They had more men on the field, and now they get the ball with nothing to work with, but at least it's not a touchdown.
1st and 10 from the 1, and it's going to be a safety as the handoff doesn't get out of the end zone. Bray Spear takes the handoff, but he was met by 3 or 4 Navy jerseys, resulting in a Powdersville safety.
Yeah, that's tough, right? That can't happen. That's always the risk when you have nothing to work with. At least it's not a touchdown, but the Bulldogs are going to have to give the ball back to the Patriots with a minute and a half to go.
And it does make it a 2-possession game.
It does.
From a 7-point lead for the Patriots to a 9-point lead. And after a goal line stand that seemed to bring some momentum for the Bulldogs, the Patriots taking that momentum right back, forcing the safety on the first play of the Bulldogs' drive.
This is very unfortunate. I think in that situation, you got to go fullback dive or quarterback sneak, right? You get a little bit out and you waste clock. You forced the Powdersville Patriots to use their timeouts, right? You got to get at least a little bit of space because you haven't been able to run the football. If you're going to go out of shotgun, that's always so dangerous, right? I'm not a fan of going shotgun in there. Of course, that's their offense. I love that Coach Howell is going with that, going with his guys, but that's the risk that comes with it, and unfortunately it backfired, and the defense is going to have to stand tall once again.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Gross under center at any point this season. Certainly could have used it in that situation as he took the shotgun snap, and as soon as he gave the ball to Bray Spear, Spear was surrounded by those navy blue jerseys, resulting in a safety. Going to force a kickoff from their 20-yard line for the Bulldogs, giving the ball back to the Patriots just under 90 seconds remaining in this first half of action.
And they have those 3 men to return with Huggins once again in the middle, right? Elijah Huggins, that is. Chapman cannot afford to put this one out of bounds.
No, absolutely not. We're going to need a nice kick over the middle, but we're going to need a nice tackle by the kick unit. Kick is away. It's caught at the 31-yard line. Across the 45, short of the 50, brought down. I believe that was number 13, Elijah Huggins, on the return, but a nice shoestring tackle just inside of midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Patriots with a minute 21 remaining as they hold a 16-7 lead over our Bulldogs.
At that point, Pendleton had to bite the bullet and get it to Huggins, right, who was going to take that ball with that, able to play center field, just get under it wherever, because you cannot afford to put that one out of bounds and, allow Coach Munster the opportunity to make a re-kick. Right now the defense has to stand tall once again and not be demoralized.
1st and 10 from right at midfield. It's going to be a fake handoff and a nice one-handed grab by Elijah Huggins at the 40-yard line. Spin move inside the 40 to the 39, moving the chains. That's about as good of a catch as you'll ever see at this level.
Yeah, Huggins just making a great play on that ball that was overthrown by Reed. Able to haul it in with his right fingertips, bring it into his body, and muscle for some extra yards.
A handoff on 1st and 10, this time for Waldrop. Waldrop, a nice job by the linebackers of the Bulldogs, neutralizing him after a gain of about 2 there. Inside a minute remaining here at Powdersville High School. Bulldogs trailing 16-7, trying to keep Powdersville out of the end zone right before half. With a screen pass this time to Huggins on the left side. A flag coming down at the end of the play. We'll see what that is.
Yeah, Sam, if I were to guess, it looks like it's going to be on the Patriots, on that left side and push them back.
Coach Howell getting the ruling from the officials, looking to make a decision here with 40.8 seconds remaining in the first half.
I think the smart decision would be push the offense back right?
Especially with only less than a minute remaining.
Exactly, right? You're not going to get the ball back. Coach Al talked to us. He was a little too aggressive last week towards the end of the half, which ended up in a fluke pick six that was picked up by the defensive lineman and Rummel bundled back for 6. But, you can't be too aggressive. You got to push them back here.
So it looks like they are going to decline the penalty, actually bring up a third down. So a 3rd and short. Not sure the reasoning there. I'm sure we'll in our next conversation with Coach Howell, we can pick his brain. But for now, a 3rd and short with the clock still rolling. It's a screen pass yet again to Huggins, caught at the 28-yard line. Rumbles forward to the 25. 30.6 remaining for the Patriots in the first half. Up by 9. Still have 2 timeouts. Clock's rolling, 1st and 10.
Huggins picks up that big first down.
Reed takes a snap. We'll give it to Waldrop. Waldrop looking to get it up the middle, but he's met by several white jerseys this time. The Bulldogs defensive line doing a nice job bringing him down. Timeout going to be taken by Powdersville. Their second of the first half. 1 remaining here with 20 seconds remaining in the first half of action.
Yeah, a big-time timeout there. You got 20 seconds left to play. If you're Powdersville, you put the ball in the air, right? Reed hasn't been great, but you got great playmakers. You can get them in open space, from left to right on the slot with guys like Elijah Huggins and Xavier Huggins, number 13, number 12. You got Waldrop. You got Williams, right, if you want a big play, if you want to get them, out of the backfield and onto the side where they can play that receiver position and make some good catches on the ball. I mean, you got a lot of options here. I wouldn't be surprised if you see another run, right? You see another run here, and then they call the timeout and either decide to take a shot to the end zone and then just be content with their field goal.
Definitely going to be interesting to see the approach that the Patriots take here. They've been extremely successful on the ground throughout this first half, with time not on their side as they're looking to extend their lead even further, enjoying a 9-point lead right now. It might take some throws through the air, so we might see a screen pass to one of the Huggins brothers here on 2nd down and 9 with 20 seconds remaining in the first half.
They're back in the pistol, Sam.
Pistol formation, 2 to each side for the Patriots. Reed takes the snap. He'll drop the throw. Looking on the right side, little overthrown intended receiver, Malik Jackson there. 3rd down and 9 with 15.5 seconds remaining in the first half. Another errant high throw by Keegan Reed, kind of in the theme for Reed on those passes past the line of scrimmage.
For sure, and a lot of his passes have been designed to the right side by the sticks. That one again all the way out on a little bit of, a hitch route at the sticks exactly. But that incompletion really doesn't hurt them, right? It's high and away. It's either your guy or nothing, and it just brings back another 3rd down where they're probably going to air it out again, or I wouldn't be surprised to see a run, timeout, and a field goal.
3rd and 9 for the Patriots. Trips to the left. Looking to throw is Reed. Reed flushed out to his right. There's a flag on the play. That's going to be a holding. Reed taken down out of bounds at the 25-yard line with 8.6 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, and you see number 58, the center, Connor Giles, just, he's kind of doing the surrender cobra pose that's been made famous on the internet over the past couple of years, right? He's grabbing his helmet, he's tugging his jersey, right? I think that's definitely coming back for the Patriots.
We'll see if this time Coach Howell elects to enforce the penalty, and he will do just that. The officials back in the spot up 10 yards with 8 seconds remaining. You're going to bring up a 3rd down and 19.
Yeah, a great job by Coach Howell. Just knowing the down and distance. No way they're in field goal range. Now, they're going to have to really rely on the arm of Reed on this very long 3rd down to either go short and out of bounds or go all the way to the end zone.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple deep shots here. Maybe enough time to get a timeout off after a medium depth throw, but we will have to see. 3rd down and 19 for the Patriots, still in that pistol formation, 2 to each side. Reed takes a snap. He's dropping a throw at the 40-yard line. Flushed over. He's got some running room, but he's going to fire for the back corner of the end zone. Overthrew his receiver. Number 7, Jashawn Knuckles, was all by himself in the back of that end zone, and an on-target throw would have been another touchdown for the Patriots. That's going to be the last play of the first half. Patriots on top 16-7 as we enter halftime to our halftime show sponsored by Rogers Petroleum Incorporated.
Just what a wonderful play there. I mean, just to watch as a football fan and just to hear about. I mean, Reed has all the time in the world. He's able to step up in the pocket, roll out to his left. He's got a man, right? But throwing across your body as a quarterback into a tight spot in the end zone like that is so incredibly hard to do. Reed just overthrows Knuckles a little bit. I don't even know if Knuckles would have stayed in bounds, right? Because he had a guy in front of him where you cannot underthrow that ball. But if you overthrow it, it's no harm, no foul. If you don't get it, but of course you want that touchdown, Knuckles diving for it, falls on his back, just not able to get that one. That's unfortunate, and it only leaves it a 9-point game going into the halftime.
And our Bulldogs will receive the opening kickoff of the second half, so an opportunity to get right back into this football game from the get-go of the second half. But now it is time to hear the second half of the Coaches Show, brought to you by Outsider Coffee. David and I's conversation with Coach Grayson Howell from earlier this week, brought to you by Outsider Coffee.
This is the Outsider Coffee Coaches Show at halftime. Coach, we always like to touch on, the inside and the real building blocks of this program. What are some of the players of the week that have really been honored as great program builders, leaders, and, of course, on-the-field performance from last week?
Right. So last week we found out, I guess pretty early in the day on Friday, that our starting Mike linebacker Calhoun Mize was sick, and so Calhoun tried to come to school, made it for a little while, and just physically could not make it, and was just very honest and said, you're going to be much better off if somebody else is in my place, but based on the way I feel physically. And so fortunately for us, we had a 3-year starter in Carson at Mike linebacker and Carson Gregory, who reps that position still, even though he's a starter at defensive end this year. And so we were able to put Carson in at Mike linebacker. And so Carson, in a way that really only Carson could do it, was ready to go and just had a phenomenal night. His production was really, really good. In that game, considering the fact that he had not done much defensively, he ended up with 18 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and so just played phenomenally well. Our offensive player of the game was Bray Spear. Bray carried the ball 18 times for right around 90 yards and continues to do a good job for us. He busted one run and got us down to about the 1-yard line, and was pretty frustrated with himself, I think, that he didn't get it over the goal line, because once we get inside the 5, we're gonna get in what we call our heavy package, and we're gonna snap it to 24 and see if people can stop him from getting in there 4 times in a row. And so I think Bray, if he had anything to do over, he'd find a way to get that additional yard or half a yard on Friday night. But he's coming and playing well. And so he's our offensive player of the week. Our offensive lineman of the week for our program is Corday Chapman, and Corday has been was a starter last year at tackle on the JV team. Really didn't think he was going to have to play much. We knew he'd be one of the best 6 or 7 offensive linemen we had on the varsity this year, but he has started every game and has played really well and continues to get better and better. The biggest thing with Corday is Corday cares. He cares about what we're doing. He cares about how we're doing it, and not just on the field, but off the field too. Just a phenomenal kid. If you talk to any of his teachers that have had the opportunity to have him in class, they would tell you the same thing about Corday. Always genial and upbeat and respectful, and he continues to get better and better, and played pretty well for us Friday night. Was physical and is beginning to understand the position a little bit more and more by the week and by the day. And then our special teams player of the week was Matthew Chapman. I mentioned on the pregame show last week that our kicking game was not good against Newberry. Matthew had one touchback and then kicked 3 balls out of bounds on the kickoffs, which cost us field position every time, and he did a much better job Friday night of kicking off for us. And so he's our, Matthew's only a sophomore, so we talked last week about the young players on our team. We're starting 3 sophomores and a freshman on offense at some really key positions. We're starting 3 sophomores on defense, and then as far as our kicking duties, we've got a sophomore punter in Sam Jennings and a sophomore kickoff and extra point field goal specialist in Matthew Chapman. And I thought Matthew bounced back and had a good game on Friday.
Any players, maybe unsung heroes, that you want to highlight who practiced really hard last week or practiced, are on their way to practicing great this week?
Sure. Well, we hope they all practice well this week because we need it. We got to get back to it. But we have a 9th grade defensive lineman who played Friday night. We pulled him up because Kendall was hurt. We thought we were going to lose Kendall again this past week. Unfortunately, he was able to play. And then Dylan Hart was banged up from the game against Keenan. We didn't know if we were going to have him either. And so we pulled up a freshman defensive lineman named Elijah Weston. And Elijah has a motor that is really, really good. And he makes our guys better by how hard he practices every day. He makes our offensive linemen uncomfortable with the level of aggression that he shows. And so he did a really good job for us last week and really has done a really good job for us the entire season. The JV guys serve as our scout teams on Tuesday and Wednesday. And the thing that we challenge them with is not to take it as a punishment. It's not a punishment that you're running a scout team for our starters. It's a chance for you to get better, and that we challenge them in the fact that they don't have to just stand there and take it, right? This is an opportunity for them to understand the physicality it's going to take as they get older. And so our JV guys do a really good job of helping us get ready for our games on Fridays.
You mentioned physical practices. What are some of the techniques or specific, skills of the game, ideas that you guys are really focusing on practice this week? Could be at the offensive line, at any, skill group. But what are some of these specifics that you guys are teaching this week?
Yeah, one of the things we got to learn how to do is start better on both sides of the ball, really. We have to offensively, like I said a second ago or a couple of minutes ago, we haven't scored a point in the first half in 2 weeks, and so we gotta figure out a way to start better. The focus will be on taking the easy things, which we did not do last week offensively. Defensively, I think they would tell you that they did not practice great last week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and so you get what you earn. And last week, I think our lack of execution showed in the way that we practiced. And so, if we don't get that turned around, it won't matter who we play, whether they're 5A, 3A, 2A, 1A, 4A, whatever. It's not going to get better for us if we don't settle in and do a better job of focusing and understanding how important it is to practice well.
And then finally, Coach, last week we kind of debuted the program spotlight portion of the Outsider Coffee Coaches Show. So we're going to move into that yet again. And today you're going to tell us about something you guys have inside your program called the Bulldog Backers. So we'd love to hear all about that.
Right. So when I was at Easley, we had a group of moms that really handled a lot of stuff within our program, senior banners, raising money, making sure kids had stuff to eat after and before games or whatever, and they were just phenomenal. Then that was nothing I did. That was already in place prior to me getting there. And so when I had the opportunity to become the head coach here, I reached out to one of our moms and said, hey, I really need some help. And these are the areas in which I would really like for you guys to kind of dig in and be able to support our program. And it has taken off beyond what I could ever hope that it would be. They come in, they were here yesterday, so our staff meets at 2 o'clock. On Sundays, we start meeting at 2. And some of these ladies came in at 4 o'clock and were decorating the locker room for our kids. And they're doing stuff from scratch, and they're painting stuff just like, a cheerleading squad would do a lot of times with a banner. Their streamers are up in the locker room. We got all kinds of things that are going on, and they're just it's a phenomenal group of ladies. They raised $13,000 this off season to make sure that our pregame meals for both the JV and the varsity kids are covered. And so just things like that all the extras. And we have our Meet the Bulldogs event in the beginning of August that kind of kicks off football here in our community. And this year I didn't do one thing. I mean, not one. They got all we had like 30 vendors, and we had a lady named Jamie Emery who works here at the school who doesn't even have a child in our program. Her son keeps the stats for us on Friday nights, and so she went out and got 30 vendors to come here and sell stuff on that day. Then our moms have their baskets and stuff that they raffle off. We have VIPs at every home game that basically do a silent auction to have the opportunity to come to our pregame meal and then be on the sidelines. And I throw ideas at them left and right, and they answer the bell every single time. And I'll give you a quick example. So we're getting ready for the playoffs last year, and I went to them and said, hey, is there a way you can have something to eat for our kids after practice every day while we're in the playoffs? And they were like, sure. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of those 2 weeks that we were in the playoffs, our kids came up and had something to eat every night after practice. And they didn't bat an eye. And they made sure that those things were taken care of. Like I said, all our pregame meals are done. I don't have to worry about what we're eating, where it's coming from, who's picking it up. None of that stuff is, it's, and they really are. They are a part of our program as much as our coaching staff is. We've got I guess, 2 moms that are a part of kind of that core group that have seniors and have already said, we'll be back next year, because this program, this community means so much to them.
Sounds like the Bulldog backers are some of those unsung heroes that we were talking about a little bit earlier. Coach, thank you so much for your time. That's going to do it for the Outsider Coffee Coaches Show as part of the Rogers Petroleum Incorporated halftime show. Stay tuned. We've got more Pendleton Bulldog football coming up, sponsored by Longhorn Steakhouse.
Back here live at Powdersville High School, where the Patriots have a 16-7 lead over our Bulldogs, getting you set for second half action. This is the Rogers Petroleum Incorporated halftime show. Dave, a couple things I wanted to point out from that second half of our conversation with Coach. Mentioned the need to get for that fast start. And while the Bulldogs didn't necessarily get that initially with a fake punt, I thought that touchdown early in the first quarter was kind of one of those opportunities to reverse the fortunes that we've seen in the past couple of weeks in which a point wasn't scored by the Bulldogs in the first half. Not the case this week, as the Bulldogs able to get on the board, but it's really been nothing since then.
Yeah, we almost got off to a really fast start, right? Because we thought it was going to be 3-and-out for the Bulldogs defense, right? That fake punt changes everything. Powdersville was able to get on the board first, but the Bulldogs able to respond very quickly, right? Getting it out to Abijah Webb, on that wide receiver bubble screen, coming across on the orbit motion from inside of the backfield. Able to take it all the way up the left sideline for about 30 yards and a touchdown, right? So they do a great job. And then since then, nobody's been able to capitalize really until Powdersville was able to do it in more the second half, right? But, the Bulldogs definitely have to open up more. The run game is not there. It's not present, right? They ran the ball a lot better in the second half last week than they did the first half. First half, it was a lot of the same, right? Not able to dominate the line of scrimmage, not able to go anywhere with Spear getting stopped for 1 or 2 pretty much every single time. And then in the second half, they were opening up with more of a spread-out RPO-style run game, right on those counters and then those straight-up inside zone gives. Now, I don't know if the run game is still going to be like it was last week, right? It seems like it's still going to be pretty shut down by this Patriot defense. You got to wonder if you just go 5 all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you consider going 5 wide? Because we've seen a lot of success in that 5 wide package both last week, and we saw a couple nice plays early on the first drive out of 5 wide for the Bulldogs here in the first half. That was my next question for you. Would you like to see 5 wide here to start off the second half on this first possession? Do you get Mellow Mattress back in there? Do you go back to Jamari Johnson like we've seen earlier this season? What's it going to take on this first drive to kind of take the momentum back? Because obviously, unless some drastic things happen, the run game's just not there tonight. They're too big up front.
Sam, I love what you said about getting playmakers and receivers into the backfield, right? So you're not going in that full 5-wide look. You still have some protection from the running back, an extra player in there in the backfield with Jace Cross, but you get him outside and you make him make plays, right? You force a linebacker to cover someone with dynamic speed and playmaking ability, right? I like that. I think going 5-wide is good, but we've seen 5-wide fail tonight because of the pressure from this defensive line. This Powdersville defensive line has been absolutely phenomenal, right? Will Wilkerson, Miles Fowler, Xavier Mays, and Jarvier Mills, right? Getting pressure no matter what, especially in the 5-wide, right? And Jace Cross is tough, right? Coach talked about that last week. He's very tough, and every opportunity is something for him to learn. And last week they learned that, hey, this freshman quarterback, he's not soft, right? He can take hits, and he can still be the leader that this team needs. But as a freshman, you're put in a position where you're getting hit by big defensive linemen time after time, again and again, and you really are tired. You're exhausted, right? And you still got to get up and do it again. He's capable of that, but you don't want your freshman quarterback getting smoked all the time. So if you go 5-wide, that's the risk if you can't get the ball off immediately. I'd like to see, if you're going to go 5-wide, some designed routes with the first read being somebody over the middle on a hitch. For the first read being somebody coming, hey, we're going left to right. Hey, we're going drag. Hey, we're going quick out, right? If you try to go for the deep ball or the second progressing route every single time, like on the hot read or the second read even, that's going to get your quarterback hit and on the ground a lot of the time. I think that you got to spread it out with Jace Cross, not only with 5-wide, but in those trip sets with a running back as an extra receiver.
And I think just from my point of view, I think the biggest point of contingency is to get it over the middle of the field. We saw Ham Scott on that big route on the touchdown drive, really providing a spark over the middle with his catch and run ability. We saw the shave route working to Sam Jennings at a point. Jace Cross kind of struggling to get the ball outside the numbers in this one, thrown to the sidelines. He's overthrown a couple of guys. He overthrew Sam Jennings here on the near sideline, overthrew Abijah Webb on the far sideline a couple times. I think I'd really like to see the young quarterback work the middle of the field, so love to see some play calls from offensive coordinators Ike Allred and Jordan Williams to kind of get these playmakers open over the middle. That's where it's looked like there's been some soft spots in what has been mostly zone defense looks by the Patriots. So that's the thing that I take away the most. What are some of your keys to this second half?
Right. So the defense, I like what I've seen from the defense. Right, the defense key in on that left side, right? Don't let them do what they were able to do for long stretches, right? So you got to know they're going to run it first because they don't want to have to rely on the quarterback number 2, Keegan Reed, right? He's been up and down this season, right? He was there he's a wild ride at quarterback. He was very bad versus Seneca. He's been better the past 2 weeks, but tonight, right, they're really just letting all his playmakers do the work around him and allowing him to call shots at a pretty calm level, inside the tackles, right? So you can force him to make plays and key in on that run game, specifically the left side. That would be great. On offense, I think you got to pass it more, but short. Right, go short and just keep it going. I like those bubble screens, but if you go there first down and you're not able to connect or you get blown up, you're basically in the same thing that you have been, right? So I like a quick little slant on first down. I love some flat route. I mean, the screen game is important to this Pendleton offense, especially out of the RPO game. But I don't think you can go there first down every single time if you're going to pass. I also don't think you can go deep every single time. I think you got to really attack the middle of the field, like you were saying, at the sticks with, not long developing routes, with quick hitters that can get Jace Cross comfortable and in a rhythm marching down the field.
Yeah, doing all of these things that we've mentioned while not getting predictable or too predictable, that is definitely going to be paramount here as we get ready to start this second half of action here at Powdersville High School. I want to take a moment to thank all of our great sponsors yet again before we get things started here with the opening kickoff of the second half. Rains on Exchange, Rogers Petroleum Incorporated, Guy's Pizza, Black Tie of Anderson, Pendleton Historic Foundation, Gettin Chili Ice Cream Truck, West Cox Attorney at Law, Liberty All Bed and Breakfast, United Community Bank, Foothills Church, Crenshaws TV and Appliance, Tiger Express Wash, McDougald's Funeral Home, Mac.bid, and Lindley Park Post-Acute Care. Of course, you're listening to Pendleton Bulldog Football, brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, right here on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio. That concludes the Rogers Petroleum Incorporated halftime show as Powdersville's kicking unit jogs on the field, and Pendleton will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Nice crowd filing in here to Powdersville High School after the rain. See a lot of rain jackets, umbrellas. A nice Pendleton crowd on the other side, too, making the journey over here to Powdersville, South Carolina.
And nobody's going anywhere because it's only a 9-point game. Yes, 2 possessions, but, with the way that it's been an exciting low-scoring game, right? Not quite as, crazy as Keenan Pendleton 2 weeks ago, but a lot of offense to be had.
Cedino's kick is away. Shorter kick. Sam Jennings going to field it off the bounce. Took a tumble off that right side as he was trying to cut upfield. So it's going to be first down and 10 at around the 23-yard line for the Bulldogs on the right hash there.
Interesting to see now as Jennings just tripped up due to the wet turf. Interesting to see how that's a factor, in the second half, right? A little bit of rain came in during the first half. It's going to be more of a, night feel, with that wet grass, with that cold air, right? Let's see if that affects the game, more than it did in the first half.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Going from our right to left, they're going to line up on first and 10 in that double stack formation. Cross takes the snap. It's going to be a quick screen to Abijah Webb off that right side. Webb runs over a defender at the line of scrimmage, barrels his way forward for about 4 yards before being shoved out of bounds.
And that's exactly what you want to see, right? A little flare screen. Hey, we're just going to get it quick to Abijah. Abijah's going to do Abijah things. He's going to run over the defender. He's going to get a great amount of chunk yardage on first down, right? 4 yards and up is that ideal amount on first down, right? He gives the offense something to work with. Now they can do whatever they'd like. And you see Abijah now, he's in the backfield, Sam.
Abijah in the backfield with the running back, Brace Spear, 2 receivers to the left, 1 other receiver to the right. They'll put Abijah in motion right to left, fake the handoff. Gross is going to scramble out to his right, throws it away with a flag in the backfield. So we might be deep trouble for the Bulldogs here. They might be going way behind the sticks here, pending what could be a holding flag.
So right there, they ran a misdirection on the same exact formation and play that Abijah scored the touchdown on in the first half. Right, he came in the backfield. He was that wide side running back. He did the orbit motion to the left side. They faked the bubble to him. They faked the handoff to Spear. I thought Gross maybe should have given it there. He had a lot of open space, but Gross decides to keep it, and then he ends up drawing the penalty because the offensive linemen were downfield, has to throw it away. Unfortunate there.
Second down and 17 behind the sticks. Gross looking to fire. Webb went up for the one-handed grab down that right sideline, but yet again, Gross struggling to throw it outside the numbers. Overthrown a little bit that time, yet again, bringing up a 3rd and 15.
Yeah, playing to Abijah Webb's great, state champion high jump ability, but that time not even able, Abijah, not even able to get that up there is one of the best, vertical players in the state of South Carolina. And Jace just now has his team in a long 3rd down and 16, still staying poised, though.
3rd and long for the Bulldogs from the right hash. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Gross is going to fire over the middle of the field, caught by Nash Cahaley, but he's wrestled down right there. Multiple flags coming in. Could be a face mask right there on the tackle of Cahaley.
Yeah, a very rough way in there, Cahaley, in how he was brought down, right? Just absolutely, I think might have been either a horse collar or a face mask. There was definitely, a lot of contact, right, in the upper region of Cahaley.
It is going to be a face mask, and that is a huge break for the Bulldogs as it'll move the chains on a drive that was absolutely dead to rights after a couple of incompletions and a holding penalty. Now some new life breathes into this Pendleton offense, a new set of chains.
That's why it's important on 3rd down to still operate, right? If you're not going to have anything, hey, might as well take the chance with the guy down, right in front of you on a very short route. He does that there and is able to draw a penalty. Great job by Cahaley.
Doubles for the Bulldogs. Jenkins in motion. Gross is going to be forced to throw it away in the general area of his receiver number 8, Sam Jennings. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
And great pressure there by, again, Jarvier Mills, number 9, and number 51, Will Wilkerson. Those are the guys in the backfield every single time, right? They are taking advantage of the pressure that their defense is generating and off of a young Pendleton offensive line.
2nd and 10, Webb comes in motion yet again. This time they'll give it to Jenkins, but nothing doing as that defensive front of the Patriots, as they have been all night, doing good work. No gain on the play.
Yeah, they try to mix it up a little bit there. Play off the jet sweep. They run it. Nothing doing. This run game just not able to get going, even with some misdirection added in the backfield.
So 3rd and long, another passing opportunity, or another passing situation, rather, that is for the Bulldogs and for the freshman Jace Gross. Gross takes the snap, looking to fire to the left. He's got Ham Scott on an in route yet again. Ham Scott still on his feet, making a couple guys miss. Well into Patriot territory, inside the 35. He's going to finally be pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line of the Patriots. They just couldn't bring him down.
Big shot Scott, Ham Scott, once again to the rescue. Man, this guy, all he does is pick up big plays in bounds, right? That's what I love about Ham Scott. He's in bounds every single time, and he's making a second effort, after he catches that ball. He's picking up those rack yards, right? He's dragging defenders, and he's using his frame to make contested catches and move the offense when the offense doesn't have life.
The first big play of the second half for the Bulldogs is going to be 1st and 10 from the 34. Gross looking to throw, and it's going to go out of bounds. Looking for Jenkins out of the backfield there. Maybe a little fortunate that it went out of bounds before the defender, number 22, Stephen Hudgens, who already has a pick in this game, got over there. Maybe would have had a chance at it.
Yeah, definitely designed there by Gross just to get rid of it, way over and way right of Jenkins, not even identical to his misses earlier. That was clearly, hey, I got a receiver in the area, I'm going to get sacked, I got to get rid of it, and just keep the momentum still with us in the passing game.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. This time it's a give to Jenkins. Gross takes a tumble after handing it off, but Jenkins able to fight his way forward for 4, maybe 5 yards on the play, bringing up a 3rd down and manageable.
And they've switched it up to Jenkins from Spear, right? And Jenkins able to give Pendleton one of their most successful runs on the day, right? That's 6 yards on, that's about 5 yards on 2nd down, and able to put Pendleton in somewhere very manageable in what's clear 4th down territory.
3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs, slowing it down a little bit here, getting the call from co-offensive coordinators Ike Allred and Jordan Williams. Stacked box. Gross takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Jenkins. Jenkins fighting forward, but nowhere near the 1st down marker. Does get a positive gain of about 1, maybe 2, but it's going to be 4th down and 4, and a big play coming up here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, offense got to stay down there. Now they're inside the 30. They've got stuff to work with. They got to go.
Doubles formation with Deshaun Jenkins joining the quarterback Gross in the backfield. Big time 4th down and 4 play coming up here for Pendleton. Gross takes a snap. He'll fire immediately to Abijah Webb. Abijah's got the 1st down and a little bit more. I thought the defender on the outside might have had a chance to tackle Abijah short of the sticks, but Abijah with that quick twitch able to pick up the 1st down and a little more.
Abijah, a great playmaker with the ball as a wide receiver. He's just such a weapon for this offense, right? Not even limited to just, receiving the ball down the field, right? You can give it to him in the short space and let him work, right? And that's exactly what they do there. They give it to the big frame of Abijah Webb, perfectly on that wide receiver screen. He's able to actually get up a little bit. I think he might have gotten away with being a little bit downfield, and he was just able to use his big frame, turn inside, and just make a move past that 1st down marker. And Chase Gross is just whipping everything around, spreading the ball, and man, this Pendleton offense looks a lot better than they did in the first half. Something about opening drives, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, and a big play there for the Bulldogs indeed on the 4th and 4 conversion. We've got an injured Powdersville Patriot down, so while we have the time, we'll quickly hear from one of our sponsors. Pendleton Historic Foundation. Attention, ghost hunters. Imagine it's dark and you're being led by candlelight through a 200-year-old haunted plantation home. Sounds scary? Sounds fun? Don't miss your chance to be part of this once-a-year-only event. Visit www.pendletonhistoricfoundation.org and purchase tickets to the wildly popular Pendleton Ghost Tours. Limited tickets will be sold. Not for the faint of heart. No one under 17 admitted. Call John at 864-646-7249 or visit www.PendletonHistoricFoundation.org today. Pendleton Historic Foundation, preserving and interpreting Pendleton's history. Go Bulldogs. 1st and 10 in the red zone now are the Bulldogs at the 19-yard line. We got a reverse play. It's a flea flicker back to Gross. Gross got a man wide open in the end zone. Underthrown for Ham Scott. And broken up by number 7, Jashawn Knuckles. A beautiful play call by co-offensive coordinators Ike Allred and Jordan Williams. Ham Scott was wide open in the end zone, but a little underthrown. It's going to be 2nd down.
A great job by the offensive line, giving Gross enough time to really work the flea flicker, for the offense to be able to sell it, right? Ham Scott was wide open over the middle of the field, underthrown by Gross, and then, of course, number 7, Jashawn Knuckles, just came in there and decapitated Ham, right over his chest, and just able to incomplete that ball.
2nd and 10, Jennings in motion this time. They'll give it to Spear up the middle. Spear fights through a tackler. Gets it to the 14-yard line, so a nice gain by Spear there through a lot of contact.
Spear, known as a tough runner, hasn't really been able to get his usual tackle breakage today. There, he gets to the second level, and now it's a 3rd down and about 4. Very manageable, and they're in field goal range. You might even want to take it if you don't get it here.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where if it's within Matthew Chapman's range, it definitely would make sense to take 3 here if they're not able to get the 1st down on this play. But a 3rd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Doubles formation with Spear in the backfield. Gross takes a snap. He's looking to fire. Has a receiver in the end zone. A little contact before the ball got there. Incomplete, but there is a flag. And it looks like it's going to be on number 4, Brandon Waldrop, in on the play as a linebacker. Got to Abijah Webb a little early. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to take advantage of yet another penalty and get a 1st down closer to the end zone.
Waldrop, who's been electric at running back tonight, playing linebacker there just over the middle of the field, just pushes Abijah Webb very blatantly early. That ball probably wasn't going to be on the money, but Waldrop just had to sell it there. And now, 1st down and goal for the Bulldogs.
1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Gross hands it off to Spear. No, he takes it himself. He pulls it, gets inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. A really nice and rare quarterback keeper by the freshman Jace Gross.
What I love to see and what I know Coach Howell and his staff love to see is Jace Gross pulling the football. He can move. It's really about him getting comfortable with the option to pull the ball on pretty much every play. We've seen it on some pass plays. Now he just takes off with his legs.
Heavy package and the touchdown thief. Abijah Webb comes into the game, takes the direct snap, barrels his way into the end zone. There's black and gold in the end zone yet again. And yet again, his name is Abijah Webb.
2 touchdowns for Abijah Webb. Big old 2-4, gets his 2nd of the day. First one via the reception. Now this one on the ground.
Really nice job by Webb there. Took his time, took the snap, looked around to see where his blocks were, followed the blocks off the right side, and barreled into the end zone, making it a 16-13 game now. Matthew Chapman on for the extra point. It's a low-line drive kick, and it is no good. The holder, Sam Jennings, was there. Didn't get the hold down quite on time. I think the laces might have still been out when Chapman kicked it, and that one was a low-line drive kick that missed left. So the extra point is no good, and the Patriots still on top 16-13 with 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter of action.
Really unfortunate, Sam. The team game definitely going to have to get shored up, throughout the remainder of the season. If you're Pendleton, gearing up for a big playoff run, right? I love the scripted play calling, coming out of the first half. You saw that touchdown, and now you see how good Coach Allen and the staff are at scripting plays, scoring on your first possession out of the break. Now back to our great sponsors, Tiger Express Wash. Is your vehicle in need of a wash right now? Visit any Tiger Express Wash location in Clemson, Easley, Pendleton, or Seneca, and you can be through the tunnel with a clean, dry car in about 3.5 minutes. Plus, with the Anywhere Unlimited Fast Pass, keep that shine with a wash as often as you'd like at any of the upstate locations. Customers enjoy an eco-friendly, fun jungle theme and free vacuum use. Tiger Express Wash. More locations, same quality care.
A nice drive by the Bulldogs offense, capped off by a 2-yard Abijah Webb rushing touchdown out of the Wildcat formation that we see commonly inside the 5-yard line for the Bulldogs. Now kicking it away for the Bulldogs is Chapman. It'll be a short kick that'll bounce inside the 20 and is fielded at the 11 by Huggins. Huggins makes a couple guys miss, but a really nice pooch kick, and he's going to be tackled at the 16-yard line, the worst field position by far that Powdersville has had all game, and the best kickoff, most importantly, by Matthew Chapman so far.
And a great job by the defense swarming to Elijah Huggins, who is this big-time kickoff return threat, right? You're able to get it to him there, and he's not able to burn you.
Now it is witching hour for this Bulldogs defense to see if they have an answer for that potent run game of the Patriots. It's been a heavy dosage of Waldrop and of Williams all first half. We'll see if the Bulldogs are able to adjust here in the second half. It's Waldrop first for the Patriots here. He'll take the handoff, get up the middle. Nice blocking by the offensive line. He's not even touched until 6 yards later. Finally brought down after a gain of about 7, bringing up a second and short.
The hole that number 76, the right guard Miles Freeman, created was just a joy to watch as a former offensive lineman. Freeman just able to take out the defense to his right and then come in on the left side to help Waldrop.
Waldrop gets it again, this time stood up, but not before he passed the line to gain. It's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Patriots, but a better job that time by the Bulldogs, not allowing a big hole to open for the running back Waldrop. 1st and 10 for the Patriots, who like to go fast from their own 27-yard line. Reed takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Waldrop again. Waldrop working that left side into the second level. Gets the first down before being tackled by the strong safety, Zy Collymore.
Waldrop with a linebacker on his back, not able to be taken down by the Bulldogs until Zy Collymore comes in with the finishing blow, but not until Waldrop got that big first down. They're going fast.
1st and 10 from the 40. They'll pitch it out left to Waldrop this time, and a nice job swarming to the football by the linebacker core of the Bulldogs. It's a gain of about 3 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 7, maybe only 2.
Yeah, it's a big-time Waldrop drive. You know, he's really channeling everything well. He's looks calm with the ball. He's taking it very precise, and he's cutting with his precision and explosiveness.
2nd down and 8 from the 42-yard line for the Patriots. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They'll give it to Waldrop again. Makes the guy miss in the backfield. Gets past the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 2 more, bringing up a big-time 3rd and 5 for this defense.
A great get-off there by the Pendleton defensive line. They timed up the snap perfectly and were able to just get a great push initially right off the snap, and the offense really not able to set their feet and settle in from there.
Big-time 3rd and 5. 5.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Tavius Williams into the game, fighting through contact, gets the first down. A Bulldog had an opportunity to bring him down around the line of scrimmage, but Tavius Williams able to barrel his way for the first down there.
Yeah, it was a Waldrop drive. Now it seems like they're making the change to Tavius Williams. He's going to stay back out there. A great job by Tavius, almost looking Le'Veon Bell-X, reading the hole and able to take it and run over a linebacker for the first down.
Reed will give it to Williams yet again with a nice burst of speed, a nice contrast to his counterpart in Waldrop, who's more of a power back. But Williams shows off that speed to get the Patriots yet another first down. Quick burst.
And I love this strategy by the Patriots, keeping a back fresh, right? They have 2 competent backs. Why not use them both at close to 100%?
Into Bulldog territory are the Patriots at the 39-yard line. This time it's a quick screen out to Elijah Huggins down that left sideline. A flag is going to come in up the tail end of the play. As it stands, a 15-yard screen play on the left side to Huggins, but it looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, that one probably coming back there. You know, initially I thought it might have been a face mask on the Pendleton defender who was able to force Huggins out of bounds, but it looks like this one will be on the Powdersville offensive line. And these penalties really racking up for the Powdersville Patriots, right? These are drive killers and time killers, right? So, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, but most of the time it's really hurt Powdersville.
Yeah, already 7 minutes and 17 seconds have elapsed in this third quarter. 4:43 remaining, and this is going to bring Powdersville all the way back 10 yards and a 1st and 20. For a team that doesn't pass it too much, you don't love to be behind the sticks as much as the Patriots have been lately.
Right, and it just allows you to have to get creative. right? It allows you to get creative, which is a good thing for Musser and his offensive staff. But, man, now the defense really can key in on Huggins and try to neutralize him.
Reed takes a snap for Powdersville, handed off to Williams up the middle. But a nice job collaborating together are the defensive linemen and the linebackers of this Pendleton defense. Gain of about 3, an extracurricular activity going on after the play. Flag flies in. We'll see who the culprits are this time.
There was a Pendleton defensive player on the ground after that play, so I think it might be a step or something like that. It might be on Powdersville. It could be offsetting, but there was definitely a little bit of extracurricular action after the play.
The white hat discussing it with his fellow officials.
Pendleton almost backing up here.
It's going to be Powdersville backing up, and all we can hope for right now is that the play stands, so this is after the play, because that would set the Patriots back 15 yards and bring up second down, which looks like that's what it is.
Wow. Very interesting to see that go on Powdersville, right? Definitely an extracurricular contact there. Probably roughed up the Pendleton defensive lineman as he was on the ground, and Pendleton had almost no doubt that was going to be, a great stop and extra cushion for their defense.
And what a break for the Bulldogs. That brings up second down and 32 for a team that runs the ball as much as the Patriots do. Unless they can really break one or two in the next 3 plays, we're going to be looking at the Bulldogs defense getting a big stop here on the Patriots' opening possession of the second half.
Definitely going to be run-focused.
Reed jumps back to pass, but it's batted down at the line of scrimmage by, you guessed it, Trent Garner.
Trent Garner coming in hot off the edge. You see he's gotten burned only once today doing that on the pass rush. That's where he makes his bread and butter money, right? That's where Trent Garner is really at home, right, rushing the passer. And he does such a great job. 9.5 sacks last year, has been a big player on TFLs and sacks this year. Great job by Trent Garner, making his presence felt on a team that really doesn't pass the ball much. In a true drop-back, shotgun, let's sling it 10, 15 yards type of team. Trent Garner's still there whenever Reed decides to take his drop step.
So a third down and 32 from their own 40-yard line for the Patriots. Reed takes a snap. He's looking to throw quickly. It's a design run on the draw. Now he fires off to the left side on the sideline. Williams has a little bit of space, but comes up well short of the first down. A really nice play design. At first I thought it was a screen to the right. Then I thought it was a QB draw. And then he decided to swing it out left to Tavius Williams, who gained about 15 yards in the process, maybe more, maybe 20 yards. And comes up short of the first down, but gets them back into Pendleton territory.
Yeah, Williams just following his blockers, and there were plenty on the left side. Lucky that it was so long of a third down, right, that it's still a fourth down and 14, but you still got to be wary of the Powdersville fake, right, or even Powdersville going for it straight up, because this is not really punt situation. You're in the no man's land, right? You're going to be on the Pendleton 39-yard line on the Pendleton 42-yard line with the first down marker at the 39-yard line. So you're going to have around a fourth down and 13. So it's no man's land. I don't know if you're going to go for it. Looks like they are.
They are trotting the offense back on the field. The injured Bulldog on the play was Kendall Turman. We certainly hope it's not related to his Week 0 injury that held him out of the Keenan game. We were glad to get him back last week against Woodmont.
Yeah, great job by Kendall recovering. Cleared way earlier than anybody expected.
Certainly hope it's not a re-aggravation of that injury, but we're set for a fourth down and 13 play with 4 minutes exactly remaining in this third quarter. Big 4th and 12, and it's going to be a shotgun snap received by the quarterback, and he will punt it himself. It bounces inside the 20, straight up in the air at the 19-yard line. That is where the Bulldogs will get things started on their second drive of the second half.
The old quarterback pooch kick, right? We saw Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers do that for north of a decade plus, right? Almost 2 decades Roethlisberger did that. And, man, it's a good play call. I think that when you're in that no man's land, you don't want to actually punt it, right? You're able to pin them inside their own 20, and that punt did a great job of just staying right where it was. Didn't really roll, was able to just plop down and force us Pendleton in a bad spot.
First and 10 from their own 18-yard line for the Bulldogs, moving from our right to left. Trips to the left now. Abijah Webb comes in motion. The orbit motion to him. They'll give it to the running back Spear. Spear into the second level. Gets past the initial rush, but not much after that. Gets past the 20 to the 21, bringing up second down.
Yeah, gets about 2.5, 3 yards there. And still, that's a lot more open than the runs on first down we saw in the first half. I think the motion really spread the defense out a little bit.
Webb in the backfield with Spear yet again. Webb in motion. They'll give it to Spear yet again up the middle. Spear's got a little bit of a crease, pushes off his offensive lineman who was in his running lane, and Spear has the first down on the ground. So the running game back in the picture for the Bulldogs here on their second drive of the second half.
Yeah, something about this second half, right? We saw it last week. We're seeing it again today. The Bulldogs making great halftime adjustments to get the ball to their bell cow.
It's going to be first down and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Brace here moving the sticks on the previous play. Gross takes the snap. He'll hand it to Spear again. Spear up the middle for 5. Spear for 6. Spear doing a really nice job fighting through the initial tackler. This time gaining 6 yards, bringing up a second down and 4. A really, really nice first down run for Brace Spear.
And this is the Brace Spear that we've come to know, calling these Pendleton High School games, breaking tackles and getting to the second level consistently.
Back in the doubles formation are the Bulldogs, 2 receivers to each side. Joining quarterback Jace Gross in the backfield is Spear. Slowing it down, getting the play call from the sideline. Going from right to left is Spear. Gross takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Has a little bit of time. He'll fire. He has Brace Spear in the flat. Spear makes the guy miss. He has the first down. He crosses the 50, shoved out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Powdersville by number 5, Brendan Wirtz. A really nice late developing flat route there for Brace Spear, moving the chains yet again for the Bulldogs.
Right, not quite a screen, but it almost acted like it because everyone had already evacuated the area. And Spear, just in his designated route, is able to take open space and pick up the first down, get his team past the 50-yard line, right? That's the awareness of Spear, right? Only in his first season, really, as a starting running back. Dealt with a lot of injuries on JV last year, but he has been a great piece for this Pendleton offense.
Deshaun Jenkins in the game now. Chase Gross fakes the handoff to him with an RPO. He hits Abijah Webb over the middle. Nothing but green grass in front of him. There's black and gold in the end zone. And for the third time tonight, it is Abijah Webb.
Abijah Webb hat trick. And that is why Pendleton is moving the ball better in the second half. But no, there appears to be a flag down. It might be an ineligible man downfield on that RPO play concept. That's the risk you run.
Wow, that is a true killer for the Bulldogs, who would have taken the lead if the play stood there. But unfortunately, I guess one of the offensive linemen blocking downfield as if it were a run play, and the ball not out quickly enough for that penalty to not be a risk there. So it's going to back the Bulldogs up 5 yards, but most importantly, it wipes the touchdown off the board. And we're probably going to lose Abijah Webb for a couple plays so he can catch his breath, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. That could lead to a punt, right, because you're losing your best player, and now you're backed up.
First and 15 now from their own 46 for the Bulldogs. Gross drops back to pass. He has Mellow Mattress over the middle, but he is met. Big-time hit by number 10. That is Jaden Wirtz, and a flag on the play. Mellow Mattress took an absolute beating on the about 5-yard in route there.
And Jaden Wirtz doing his best Ray Lewis impression, smashing the ground after that. Make sure he's slapping and screaming, get his team fired up. But a flag on the play.
They'll pick up the flag. So no flag on the play, just a nice clean hit by Jaden Wirtz, one of the best that we've seen all season in our now 4 games that we've called for the Bulldogs. So it's an incomplete pass, bringing up a second down and 15. Still no Abijah Webb on the field for the Bulldogs.
And those big hits, especially by a linebacker in the middle of the field, can really fire up the defense to be aggressive and to be, very poised.
Cross takes the snap on second down and 15. A little bit of pressure getting home. They'll have to throw it away to the near sideline with Sam Jennings in the area, bringing up a third down and 15.
And this promising drive looks it looks like it might be slipping away from the Bulldogs here, because a great job by the Patriots defense, really attacking Jace Gross there on that 5 wide, bringing the pressure and forcing him just to get that away in the vicinity of Sam Jennings.
Abijah Webb back in the game for this big 3rd down and 15. Sure hope he's caught his breath from his touchdown reception that was negated by an ineligible man downfield penalty. Pendleton will use a timeout to allow Abijah to catch his breath for a little bit longer. So we have a little bit of time to hear from another one of our sponsors, Gettin Chili Ice Cream Truck. Why not beat the heat with a cool, sweet treat? Book Gettin Chili, your hometown traditional ice cream truck, for your next event. You can find and like us on Facebook and call 864-844-4384 to book us for your next event. Liberty Hall Bed and Breakfast is a 10-room bed and breakfast with en-suite bath in historic Pendleton, available for those traveling to our area and local getaways. Liberty Hall venue is a great location for weddings, receptions, corporate meetings, parties, and events. Call Liberty Hall today for your next event. Bulldogs trailing 16-13 here with the ball. 1:45 remaining in this 3rd quarter, but 3rd down and 15 after some penalties, and a big penalty negated what would have been a big-time Abijah Webb touchdown. So a 3rd and 15 from their own 46-yard line, rather, for the Bulldogs coming up.
What I'd look to see here, Sam, is a chunk play to Ham Scott over the middle to get half of it back.
2 receivers to each side for Gross. He drops back, rolls to his right. He's looking down the field in that direction, throws it in the vicinity of Ham Scott. It looks like it bounced off his chest there.
Yeah, I believe it was deflected by a Patriot defender first and bounced off of Scott. He wasn't able to adjust to it after the ball altered course throughout the air, and now brings up a 4th down and 15. Bulldogs probably going to have to punt. Really unfortunate when a penalty really derails a touchdown drive for the 2nd time, in the past 2 weeks, right? You had the kickoff return last week, and now you have another one to the same guy, Abijah Webb, right? So you neutralize him for a couple plays, and in what was a very promising drive, you stall out, and the Patriots still have the lead.
Sam Jennings gets the punt away from his own 35-yard line. Nice kick is going to roll inside the 20. It's going to sit down right at the 15-yard line, and that is where Powdersville will take over. 1st down and 10 from the left hash. So an unfortunate penalty on what would have been a big-time touchdown pass from Jace Ross to Abijah Webb, negated by an ineligible man downfield. The drive ultimately stalls out after 3 straight completions immediately following that penalty, and the Patriots take over with a 3-point lead inside 90 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, the Patriots now are going to look to milk this clock. The clock is their friend. They're going to establish the run, with, either of Waldrop or Williams, and they're going to look to just lay the hammer down.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the quarterback, Keegan Reed. He takes the snap, will hand it off to Waldrop. Waldrop up the middle, flag on the play. Probably coming back, but as it stands, Waldrop across the 25 to the 26 and a 1st down. Like we said, probably coming back half the distance to the goal.
Really unfortunate. These penalties continue to build up, especially in Powdersville scoring opportunities.
It's actually a face mask on the Bulldogs, so the play will stand and add 15 yards to the end of the play. So it's going to be 1st down from about the 41-yard line for the Bulldogs. That is a killer.
Killer for the Bulldogs, massive for the Patriots. They finally get off to a hot start on a drive that's very crucial, where they can extend their lead, and they need to, because the Bulldogs have been firing on offense, moving the ball.
1st and 10 for the Patriots at their own 41-yard line. Reed takes a snap. He'll give it to Waldrop again. Waldrop working off that left side up the middle. Breaks a couple tackles. Another flag flying in on the play before Waldrop gets across midfield to the Pendleton 49.
Flag by the umpire right in the middle. After they got to the 2nd level.
This time it is a holding on the Patriots. That's going to back them up 10 yards and bring up a 1st down and 20.
And that's where the flags fight the Patriots, right? Their offense just hasn't been able to get it to roll.
First down and 20 from the 31-yard line for the Patriots, who probably racked up 6 or 7 holding penalties at least in this one. Constantly behind the sticks regardless. It's 2 running backs in the formation this time. They'll fake the handoff to number 13 and give it to Tavius Williams, number 23. Had the receiver, number 13, Elijah Huggins, in the backfield there, but Williams able to gain 5 yards and bring up a second down and 15 yards.
We've seen Huggins get touches out of the backfield, in straight-up carries where he's going to be able to use his bursting speed. So you're able to truly sell that fake to him, right, and then go with your other running back. But the Pendleton defense not falling for it.
Same formation for the Patriots, second down and 16. This time they'll give it to Elijah Huggins. Huggins off the edge, gets to the right sideline, cuts inside, nothing but green grass in front of him. Huggins is going to take it all the way. Abijah Webb, a last-ditch effort to bring him down, but it is a long touchdown off the edge on the outside zone by Elijah Huggins, a 64-yard score.
That's why you have him in the backfield, Sam. He has blazing speed. He was able to get outside. I didn't think he was going to get there. I thought the blocks weren't developing fast enough. I thought the defense was moving in that direction. But, man, they were to get all the way outside. And looks to be a little bit of scrum in the back end zone. A helmet just popped off right where Huggins scored the touchdown.
And that is something you never like to see, especially this far after the play.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to be something that the officials, congregate about. There's going to be a ruling issued on that play because, number 12, Xavier Huggins, his helmet popped off. There was a man down for a little bit. Abijah Webb almost tripped up Elijah Huggins, wasn't able to on that big touchdown run.
So the officials still holding a conference about what their ruling will be.
And that's just so depressing for the Bulldogs defense. You had that big offensive drive. Touchdown called back. Stalls out. You give it away. You force a third down and forever. And, man, that's why Elijah Huggins is the game breaker, right? That's why he has that play to say. That's why Coach Howell didn't want him getting the ball under any circumstances, right? They did a great job building on the previous play, which was a fake to Huggins and then a give, right? This time they just give it to Huggins the opposite direction, and they have him take the outside down all the way to the edge. Good blocks on the edge. He's able to tiptoe down the sideline, and nobody was able to catch him, even though Abijah came close.
Got out to that right sideline and cut inside, followed a few blocks, and then just showed off that blazing speed. Getting some rulings from the officials right now as to the extracurricular activities after the play. Do we have an ejection there?
We did have an ejection. I'm just not sure who it is.
Well, I guess by process of elimination, we'll figure out who it was when someone doesn't trot out onto the field for their usual defensive post. But after all those antics, it was a 64-yard touchdown by Elijah Huggins, pushing the Patriots' lead back out to 9 points, 22-13. Still waiting on the extra point.
Yeah, now that requires the Bulldog offense to come back in a must-score drive out of the gate in the fourth.
Yeah, only 11.8 seconds remaining in this third quarter, so it's going to be an uphill climb for the Bulldogs for the second consecutive week, who came up short last week at Woodmont.
The offense not coming out, right? I thought they would maybe take advantage of the extra yardage on the PAT, but they're not going to, right? It looks like it'll just be a straight-up PAT to extend the lead to 10.
Well, we know Abijah Webb's not been ejected. He's on the right side there of the field goal block team. It's a fake point after. They're going to throw. The holder completes it to number 23, Tavius Williams. Coach Muster. Another fake on special teams. We had the fake punt to start the game. Now a fake point after as the holder making the pass to Tavius Williams in the right side of the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good, and that makes it an 11-point game.
Yeah, very reminiscent of, the holder just rolling out to his right. He fakes, he turns, and he's got a man right there in the flat. They had a second receiver come over. They had the man right there in the flat, and Abijah Webb just not able to get there in time because he wasn't expecting it, Sam. And that's just the ingenious of Coach Muster and his staff. You got to think that the defense would kind of wise up to it late in the game, but I think after that demoralizing time, right, where the defense kind of is just really depressed, they're not really thinking, fakes off their mind after it wasn't for the entirety of the game, and a great job by the special teams unit. They've been great all night.
And now I believe the Patriots will be kicking it off from the Pendleton 45-yard line because of the penalty.
I'd be surprised if you, don't go onside here, honestly, Sam.
Yeah, this is one of those situations that you don't see that often. Kicking off.
What's the advantage of just kicking it into the end zone? Nothing, right?
Yeah, there is not.
Field position.
We will see what Ethan Peel will do. He is the place kicker, serving as the kickoff man for the Patriots. Kicking off from the Pendleton 45-yard line, with the Patriots up 24-13 here with 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Peel's kick is indeed onside. It bounces up. It's on. Powdersville has it inside the 40-yard line. It took a crazy bounce off of one of the Pendleton special teamers and bounced backwards past the 40-yard line and fallen on by a Powdersville kickoff team member.
A great onside kick there. Great. You had every single man on the kickoff unit. They put their hand into the ground. Everybody's going. You're going to go hit the guy in front of you and try to recover it. It just bounced off the hands. It went down, into the hands, and up, back towards the Powdersville sideline. So, wow, that was an incredible onside kick, and just a great execution with another trickery play on special teams, taking advantage of that weird field position on the kickoff.
So 1st and 10 now from the Pendleton 39-yard line. They'll give it to Huggins again on what looks like an identical play design. This time he only gets a yard. Looks like the exact same play call as his 64-yard touchdown. That is the end of the third quarter. Patriots have the ball after an onside kick, leading 24-13 here at Powdersville High School.
That'll take us into the fourth quarter, so it'll be time to hear from some of our wonderful sponsors. Crenshaws TV and Appliance. Are you in the market for a new washer or dryer? How about a new refrigerator or a new range? Maybe you'd rather have a new state-of-the-art TV, home theater system with surround sound. Wow. If so, be sure to go see the folks at Crenshaws TV and Appliance for the finest selection, advice, and service after the sale. Open 24/7 at www.tvandappliance.com. Proud sponsor of the Pendleton Bulldogs, Crenshaws TV and Appliance. Looking for a place to connect and build community? Join us at Foothills Church in Pendleton. We meet every Sunday at 10 a.m. at Pendleton High School. Whether you're new to exploring your faith or looking for a new church home, you're welcome here. Come experience uplifting worship and message with real-life application in the community that cares. That's Foothills Church, Sundays at 10 a.m., Pendleton High School. We can't wait to see you there.
Thank you, David, and thank you to all of our great sponsors and our title sponsor, Longhorn Steakhouse, who presents Pendleton football right here on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio. After the onside kick, Powdersville has it with an 11-point lead here as we begin fourth quarter action at Powdersville High School. Powdersville on top, 24-13. Second down and 8 for the Patriots.
And if they score, Sam, right here on this drive, you got to think it's the dagger.
Oh, absolutely. It would be the nail in the coffin here. They'd be able to push it to an 18-point game, and that would be a hill too steep to climb for the Bulldogs. So paramount that they get a stop here. Reed takes a snap. He'll give it to Tavius Williams yet again. Tavius Williams tackled after a gain of about 3 yards to the 35-yard line, ran up a big-time 3rd down and 6.
Multiple linebackers for the Pendleton defense walked up to the line of scrimmage. So the offensive line for the Patriots was able to identify that. They were able to get just enough push where Williams was able to go low, right? He was able to get under pretty much everybody and generate more yards than he should have on that play.
3rd down and 6 from the right hash for the Patriots on the Pendleton 35-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. Tavius Williams joining the quarterback, Keegan Reed, in the backfield. Got a whistle before the snap. Possibly a false start that would back the Patriots up 5 yards.
A familiar situation for the Patriots, if so. But they've been able to execute on it pretty much every time.
It is indeed a false start, and that'll back the Patriots up, bringing up a 3rd down and 11. So much more manageable situation for the Pendleton defense. Need a big-time stop here and probably another stop on 4th down.
It's definitely 4th down territory. No doubt about it, Sam. Definitely no man's land. And especially with the creativity that we've seen on 4th down and special teams, you know that Coach Robert Musser and his staff don't want to just punt this one away.
Doubles for the Patriots in the pistol formation now. Reed takes a snap. He'll drop back to throw. Rare drop back for Reed. You got a flag coming in on the play. Reed fires for the end zone as a receiver, but it's off of the back of a Pendleton defensive back. Looking for number 7, Deshaun Knuckles there, and we'll have to check on the flag.
Yeah, that flag is definitely going to be on the left tackle, number 73, Davius Wardell. Right, he took the defensive end all the way down to the ground and held him there. Right, he was grabbing onto his arms and his torso. So that is definitely going to be another holding penalty on this Patriots offense.
So Coach Howell elects to decline the penalty, bringing up a 4th down and 11 from the Pendleton 40-yard line for these Powdersville Patriots. Got to get a stop here if you're Jeremy Johnson's defense.
Have to, right? It's a non-negotiable. Still a lot of time left in this 4th quarter. Time's not your worst enemy just yet. Right now, you got to focus on getting your defense off the field.
Reed takes a snap. It's a pooch punt yet again. This one is going to bounce into the end zone, thankfully. I thought it had a chance to sit down at that 1-yard line, which would have been a tragic situation for the Bulldogs, who already have a safety in this one. Well, Powdersville has a safety after tackling Ray Spear in the end zone and a drive that started at the 1-yard line. They avoid that here. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 20 there. Big stop for the defense as the rain starts to come down in droves like it did at the beginning of this game. Pendleton's going to need a big-time scoring drive here, one of those must-score drives. But a nice job by the defense getting off the field after the shock that was the onside kick. Not a shock to David Foley, but a shock.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely a great onside kick there. Not able to get anything out of it, fortunately, for the Bulldogs.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll bring Webb in motion and hand it off to the running back, Spear. Not much doing for Spear. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and with 10:30 remaining, that brings up 2nd down and 10.
They've used that jet motion fake multiple times. They've yet to give it to him, right? You got to think that they're setting that up for later in the game. It's also great now with that defensive stop. You have a more rested Abijah Webb.
2nd down and 10, trips to the right. Sam Jennings, the lone receiver to the left. Actually, Nash Cahaley, the lone receiver to the left for the Bulldogs.
Abijah's going to shift to the outside of the trip formation after being in the slot.
Ross takes a snap in the shotgun. He's looking to throw. He has Abijah Webb over the middle of the field. Almost comes down with a one-handed catch near the sticks, but it falls incomplete nonetheless. Another one of those routes for Webb breaking over the middle of the field. You got to wonder, if there's not rain coming down, does he come down with that football?
Yeah, maybe not a perfect ball by Jace Groff, a little bit out in front, but we've seen Abijah Webb haul in those one-handed grabs many times throughout just 3 games this season. So that could have been another example of just the explosive and flashy playmaking ability of number 24.
3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. It's a low snap, and they're going to determine that his knee, Jace Gross's knee was down when he picked up that low snap. That is a killer for the Bulldogs, and they'll bring up a 4th down.
You got to punt.
Yet another 3 and out for the Bulldogs.
Man, that's absolutely brutal. Gross dropped the snap, but he had a receiver open on the right side cutting over. He was able to drop back. He had enough space. Was he going to execute that? Probably not. But that cost him another yards, and the clock's still running, and you got to punt it. So unfortunate, but a great stop by the Patriots defense.
He had a good punt from Sam Jennings right here. He gets it away from the Pendleton 5-yard line. It's a wobbler, and it comes up short of the 40-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Pendleton 39-yard line for Powdersville here. And yet again, we've said it 2 drives in a row, but it's a must-stop yet again for the Bulldogs. And they got to do so in a relatively quick manner, as there are only 9 minutes and 11 seconds left in this game, with the Patriots up 11, 24-13.
But yet again, Sam, we've said this more than just a couple times. The Patriots are in no man's land, right? They're in that 40-yard, around that 40-yard line of Pendleton, right? And they haven't really been able to generate a lot from this position, right? So can Pendleton, really capsize on all players, not allow too many, chunk yards on runs or screens, and can they force a stop? That's what they're going to need to do.
Reed takes a snap. He'll hand it to Waldrop. Waldrop up the middle for about a yard, maybe 2, but a nice job by the defensive front of the Bulldogs, not allowing a hole to open as has been common in this game, rather.
He had an initial hole on the left side, but the linebacking core was quick to the ball carrier, led by number 13, Dax Allen.
2nd and 9 from the 38-yard line now for the Patriots. They are in Pendleton territory. Reed takes a snap. He'll give it to Waldrop yet again, straight up the middle. But another really nice job limiting Waldrop from getting into that second level. He's brought down at the 34-yard line, bringing up a big-time 3rd down and 5 yet again, Dave.
And a high-profile collision there between Waldrop and number 13, Dax Allen, again in there on the stop. A great game for Dax Allen, making crucial tackles at times where the Bulldogs need it the most.
Allen also has a fumble recovery in this game. Has definitely been a bright spot defensively for the Bulldogs, who trail by 11 with 8 minutes exactly remaining in the game here at Powdersville High School, down 11. They'll give it to Waldrop yet again. Waldrop down the left side. He's got some room. Picks up the 1st down before being shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, inside the 20 rather, by number 31 of Pendleton. That is Branson Wilson, finally making the stop after Waldrop got out to the left side there.
Yeah, great job by Waldrop. That's part of being a running back. Part of being a running back is you're going to get stopped for a minimal game more time than you're going to have that big playability. But what makes great running backs great is the ability for them to just bounce back, not get deterred, and make those big breaking plays.
This time it's a handoff to Williams. Williams picks up a couple yards, actually picks up 4 yards, a nice 1st down run for Tavius Williams, giving a little bit of a blow to Brandon Waldrop.
Yeah, a great job there by Williams, breaking tackles on his initial movement to the left, able to cut up for the middle, jumping for 4, kind of like what Waldrop usually does before he's brought down by number 5 for Pendleton, Trent Garner.
2nd down and 5. The clock still ticking. Precious seconds coming off the clock for the Bulldogs, who trail by 11 points here at Powdersville High School. 2nd and 5 from the 11-yard line of Pendleton for Powdersville. Another handoff to Williams up the middle. Runs into one of his own offensive linemen before being brought down by a couple Bulldogs behind the line of scrimmage, bringing up 3rd down yet again.
Yeah, great job of the Bulldog defensive line, pushing the offensive line for Powdersville back immediately and just forcing the running back to run into his own lineman, and now it brings up a much-needed 3rd down for the defense. They got to get off the field if Powdersville decides not to go for it on 4th.
2 receivers to each side for Reed. Waldrop back in the game in the backfield alongside Reed. Reed takes a snap. He'll pitch it out left to Waldrop. Waldrop gets the 1st down, barrels inside the 5-yard line down to the 2. And the Patriots are knocking on the door of putting the nail in the coffin. That is the Bulldogs' chances of coming back in this game. Clock still rolling. Patriots up by 11, looking to make it a 3-score game with a touchdown here. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Just absolutely brutal there, Sam. Absolute killer. Waldrop does a great job, and he's getting that same area again.
Waldrop again off the left side. Maybe lost a couple yards there, but they're really pounding him up the middle and to that left side. Same thing there Bulldogs do a much better job swarming to the football. Get a tackle for loss. We're under 6 minutes to play here in this game. So second down and goal from the 4-yard line now. Powdersville obviously taking their time to milk some seconds off the clock. We've already seen a goal line stand by the Pendleton defense earlier in this game. Can we get another one here? Where he takes a snap, he'll give it to Tavius Williams off the left side, untouched. That is going to be the dagger for the Bulldogs. Another touchdown for the Patriots. Tavius Williams this time makes it a 30-13 game with 5:18 remaining.
Jordan and Pippin, Brandon, Waldrop, and man, Tavius Williams just finishing it off, just doing all the work here for this Powdersville offense all day, doing it very successfully. Great job of the offensive line. A lot of holding penalties, but also a lot of great gain in the run game on the ground, and another touchdown for Powdersville. This is the end for Pendleton's hopes for the Knights, unless, of course, something incredible happens.
Point after attempt is up and good for the Patriots, who are feeling good, about to get their first win of the season after dropping their first 3 to Seneca, Abbeville, and Wren. They're in great position to pick up their first win here against our Pendleton Bulldogs, leading 31-13 with just 5:18 to go.
And you can see why Coach Al called the Powdersville Patriots the best 0-3 team in the state of South Carolina, right? They have so much talent. They have a great run game. You know, when they're able to work with their offensive line and just pound, create gaps, get to the second level, right, it takes a lot of pressure off of the streaky quarterback, Keegan Reed. And I thought he's been pretty good today. You know, he hasn't had to do much. He's missed a couple of throws, but he hasn't really hurt them at all. He's been able to generate the offense where it needs to go, and his running backs have been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, Reed has been good enough. They've called on him a few times with those quick screens out to one of the Huggins brothers, and that's been Elijah Huggins and Xavier Huggins on the outside, and he's missed a few deep throws, but really managing the game for the Patriots has been the junior Keegan Reed tonight for Powdersville.
And the Huggins brothers have been absolutely phenomenal when he needs to get it, you know, to a wide receiver.
Kick is away. It is going to be fielded by Sam Jennings at the 12-yard line. He's going to cut from right to left, trying to get that left sideline. Has a couple blockers, but he's leveled at the 22-yard line, and that is where the Bulldogs will get things started. Scored on their opening possession of the second half, that scripted drive, but nothing since then. Down 18 points here with 5:09 remaining.
Yeah, Jennings trying to reverse field there, just getting anything, you know, outside of the normality of just getting back to the line. He tried to do a lot, just ended up not really being able to go anywhere than he would have just taken if he just stood on the same side of the field.
5:09 remaining in this game. Patriots up 31-13 over our Pendleton Bulldogs. First down and 10 for Pendleton from the 24-yard line. Ross takes the snap, looking to throw. Tunnel screen to Ham Scott, I believe, and it's blown up in the backfield by the secondary of the Patriots. So behind the sticks yet again are the Bulldogs. That brings up 2nd and 12.
That one stood no chance. The defense has finally caught on to that type of play call. This time not Abijah Webb, but Ham Scott, and it's able to go nowhere, unfortunately.
Clock still ticking as the freshman had a pretty rough night for the Bulldogs. He'll take the snap this time and hand it off to his running back, Spears. Spears still on his feet, picks up about 4 or 5 yards on the carry. Spears done a much better job getting the run game established here in the second half, as it was non-existent in the first half.
Yeah, but still only 3 yards there, Sam. It's tough to be running the ball in this type of situation. Maybe a misread there by Jace Gross.
Brings up a 3rd down and 7 yards. Gross drops back looking to throw. He's got a man deep. Coming back to the football was Sam Jennings, but coming up short, incomplete. Pendleton faced with another 4th down and 7. Desperation time. They're going to have to go for it here.
It's long. They're probably going to go 5 wide. or maybe that trips formation, right? You're going to need guys around the sticks. Look for some breaking routes over the middle by Ham Scott or Abijah Webb.
Trips right, Abijah Webb, the lone man to the left, and joining Gross in the backfield is Spear. Gross looking to throw it deep. Abijah Webb is wide open, but the throw is out of bounds. There was no one on the left side of the field, and if it's anywhere near a good throw for Gross, that is going to be a big-time play. But we are going to be bailed out here. The roughing the passer flag flies at the end of the play. That's going to be an automatic first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's a huge get-out-of-jail-free card for Gross in the offense.
Inside 4 minutes to play here at Powdersville High School. Bulldogs still down 18. Probably not going to come back and win this one, but at least need to put something together on offense here that you can come away feeling good about heading into the bye week.
Absolutely. You need those kind of emotional drives towards the end.
Ross takes the snap. Quick throw to the left above Abijah Webb. Too high even for the state champion high jumper, that time on the screen, bringing up 2nd and 10. Been another rough night for this Bulldogs offense, and this week for freshman quarterback Chase Gross. 2nd and 10 from the 42. This time they hit on the screen to Abijah Webb, has a little bit of room on the left side, lowers his shoulder, but Abijah Webb is down, and there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, that's a great play there on that quick, pitch and catch to Abijah Webb on the left side. A flag down there could be a holding call on the receiver blocking for him, but, got to think that you're going to try to establish more, right, if you're going to make a late-game comeback. Unfortunately, under 4 minutes to play, doesn't look like it's going to happen, and now Abijah Webb was just down shortly, and there seems to be a flag on the play.
And Abijah Webb still down, so we certainly hope nothing serious for undoubtedly Pendleton's best player. A couple touchdowns tonight would have had a third if not for a penalty.
I think that penalty, calling back that touchdown was the changing force in this game, right? Pendleton was driving, could have taken the lead.
Would have taken the lead. It would have been 2016 if that play had stood, but since then it's been all Patriots, 15 unanswered points since that point for Powdersville.
Football's all momentum, just, highs and lows and who can ride it the best. This night, it's been the Powdersville Patriots.
Patriots looking to get their first win of the season, 4 games in. Lost a few tough ones to Seneca, Abbeville, and Wren, looking to make it 1-3 in front of their home crowd here at Powdersville High School on a Thursday night.
They're looking to make the all-time series a little closer. Right now, Pendleton leads the series 7-4 coming into this game. Powdersville trying to put their 5th win on the board.
And I believe this would either be their 4th or 5th consecutive win in the series, so really roaring back after Pendleton dominated the early history.
This would be their 5th consecutive win. Pendleton's last win was 32-0 in 2019.
Clock is running now. 2nd down and 17, and this time it's a straight give to Deshaun Jenkins. Nothing doing for Jenkins as he is met by several Navy jerseys. Now brings up a 3rd down and 16 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this game.
Yeah, now the Bulldogs kind of calming down, trying to play it safe, make sure nobody gets hurt, but they're also still going to try to convert here on this long 3rd down.
3rd and 16, 3:05 remaining in the game. Gross takes the snap. He's looking to throw. A little bit of a double pump hesitation there. It lands out of bounds. Sam Jennings, the receiver in the vicinity, brings up a 4th and long.
A lot of contact there, but because it was so far out of bounds, right, they're not going to be able to call anything. That was thrown away, and now it's just a very long 4th down. This will probably be the last time the Pendleton Bulldogs touch the football if they're not able to convert here.
Other than the opening drive of the first half and the opening drive of the second half, it's really been nothing doing for this Pendleton offense. That's a credit to this Powdersville defense. 4th down and 16, last chance for the Bulldogs. Gross fires. It's picked off at the 48-yard line by Knuckles. Knuckles still on his feet inside the 20 to the 10 to the 5. He's tackled by Jace Gross, the quarterback, at the 1-yard line, a yard short of the pick six. Well, that one is going to put a bow on it for the Patriots, who are going to have a 1st and goal from the 1. An unfortunate desperation heave by Gross over the middle. There is a flag on the play, but as it stands, Patriots going to take over at the Pendleton 1.
Yeah, it looks like it'll stay Patriot ball, even and have to move back a little bit because of an illegal block in the back or something like that. What a game for the Powdersville Patriots to get their first win of the season. You know, of course, the final score is going to be not indicative of the game as it was last week. But Powdersville gets a huge win this time in their favor with that wonky fourth-quarter score.
So it's an illegal block in the back, actually, against the Bulldogs, and that will clearly be declined, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Patriots.
Patriots looking to put 38 on the board, now leading 31-13. They're going to just have to do with the yardage they work. It's not even running up the score. I mean, you have no
what else
room on the
field other than take a knee.
Right, you have no room on the field to work with.
Number 18, Dashton Brown, the backup quarterback, into the game. Joining him in the backfield is Xavier Mays, a starter on the defensive line in the backfield at running back. Looks like a slew of backups in for the Patriots. 2:44 remaining. 1st and goal from the 1 for the Patriots, who lead our Bulldogs by 18 here, 31-13. Brown takes a snap. He will throw, and it is a touchdown to number 12, Xavier Huggins, with the receiving touchdown on what looks like an RPO. The first play that Dashton Brown is in at quarterback, finds the end zone. Xavier Huggins extending the lead to 37-13, under 3 minutes to go.
So now not only have both running backs scored, but both Huggins brothers, right? What an offensive night for the star players for the Patriots. Just a great job of the skill players really making it easy for the quarterback.
On to add the point after is Ethan Peel. Snap the hole. The kick is good. 38-13 now. Going to end up being a dominant victory for the Patriots in a game that was 16-13 not so long ago. Pendleton's had a would-be touchdown that was negated by an eligible man downfield. Wiped off Abijah Webb's third touchdown, would have given Pendleton a 20-16 lead. But since that point, it has been all Powdersville Patriots. They're going to cruise to a dominant, as it stands right now, 25-point victory over the Bulldogs. 2:39 remaining in the game, though.
Dominant on the board, but, man, what could have been, right? I mean, this was a tight game throughout. The Patriots just really able to take advantage of miscues by the Pendleton offense in the fourth quarter. And that's what great teams do, right? They best 0-3 team in the country, or in the state, as Coach Al called them. And they're taking advantage of that, and they will not be the best undefeated team in the state anymore. They'll now be the best 1-3 team instead of the best defeated team.
Yeah, this Powdersville Patriots squad has sure looked like a hungry bunch here tonight. They were not going to come away from this game still winless, it appears.
Right, and this home crowd has definitely played a big factor as getting loud as the games went on, honestly progressing with how the Bulldogs did. How the Patriots did.
Kickoff is away. It is Cedeno this time. It's going to roll out of bounds inside the 5. So 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Bulldogs. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough regardless. They're down 25 points with 2:40 remaining in the contest.
Right, and got to see what Coach Al does here. If he decides, hey, we're just going to run the ball, we're going to get out here, we're going to go home, we're going to look on to next week where we have the bye, right? We're going to be able to work, right? Powdersville also going into bye, but definitely different momentum, different vibes going into their bye, right? They're going to be playing Christ Church High School, the week after that, right, where Pendleton is going to Carolina Academy, right? They're going to be playing Carolina Academy the week after on September 27th. So they'll, now a 500 ball club, they'll be looking to get a big win there and just, get out of here safe and game plan in that extra bye week.
2:39 to play here at Powdersville High School. Powdersville leading 38-13. Bulldogs have it at their own 35-yard line. Groff will take the snap, fire it to Nashka Haley over the middle, gain of about 3 yards. The clock's going to continue to tick, and we have more flags coming in after the play.
Things definitely getting a little chippy here late, right? The defense fired up, the offense frustrated. It's definitely a weird balance. In what's been a weird game, right? Not indicative of the score. Pendleton was playing close in the end. Of course, it's raining. We're calling a game on a Thursday, Sam. This is not an ordinary high school football game in the state of South Carolina, but the Patriots have done a great job of capitalizing on most of the opportunities in the second half, something they didn't do in the first half.
So personal foul against the Patriots. That'll move the chains for the Bulldogs. They'll be into Powdersville territory for what has been a rare occurrence tonight for this Pendleton offense. The clock will get back rolling on the signal of the official. And honestly, I think all sides are ready for this game to come to a merciful end.
Yeah, I think so, all right? I think at this point you just want to go home, and either drink your Kool-Aid or, fix up the wounds for next, 2 weeks from now,
2:23 remaining. This time it'll be a handoff for Spear. They'll gain about 2 on the play, nothing else.
Stick around for the post-game show, right? Our post-game show is sponsored by Rains on Exchange. But for right now, we're going to tell you about one of our awesome sponsors in West Cox Law Firm. West Cox Law Firm in Pendleton is proud to sponsor the Bulldogs. For help with your real estate, wills, probate, or your small business, go see West Cox Law Firm in Pendleton. Go to westcoxlaw.com after tonight's victory party to make your appointment.
2nd and 8. It's going to be a handoff to Deshaun Jenkins this time. Gets out to the outside. He's down the left sideline, 15 yards plus. Maybe a 20-yard gain there for Jenkins. Unfortunately, we love the enthusiasm from West Cox Law Firm. Unfortunately, there will be no victory party tonight, David. It'll be more of a soul-searching night for this coaching staff. Got a couple weeks to reflect and think about it before getting back on the football field to face Carolina Academy 2 weeks from tomorrow. So don't miss that broadcast on September the 27th. We'll be live at 7 o'clock. Gross takes the snap. He's hobbling a little bit as it's a quarterback keeper. Gets to the 25-yard line, but a noticeable limp, I thought, by Gross there. That looked a little painful to watch.
Yeah, now Gross still on the ground at the 25-yard line. Maybe a little bit of course, he's been banged up all night. The defensive line's been after him. Maybe, of course, you want him to get this extra experience. You want the reps, as many as possible. But in a game where you're down 25 points, you got to wonder, do you pull your quarterback?
And at one point, he just run the football a couple times either.
Absolutely.
Get out. Here for a couple more of our sponsors. United Community Bank. With more than 70 years of proven performance and the best bankers in the industry, United Community Bank is one of the strongest and most secure banks in the Southeast. They're proud to have won their 10th J.D. Power Award for Best Customer Satisfaction in the Southeast, and were recognized by J.D. Power as the #1 most trusted bank. They're headquartered in Greenville, South Carolina, making them the largest bank headquartered in the Palmetto State. Visit the local Pendleton, South Carolina branch for all your banking needs. Then finally, Guy's Pizza in Sandy Springs. They're the official pizza of Pendleton High School football. Come see them on Highway 76 right across the street from the Michelin plant in Sandy Springs. They're the home of the famous award-winning Bird Dog Pizza, along with many other specialty pizzas. They have wings, calzones, stromboli's, hot subs, dessert pizza, and much more. To place an order, call 864-375-1410 or stop by and dine in at Guy's Pizza of Sandy Springs, proudly serving the area for over 10 years. That is Guy's Pizza in Sandy Springs, 864-375-1410.
Great job there, Sam. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. Stick around for the post-game show. We'll talk about the entirety of the game and, of course, preview the game against Carolina Academy 2 weeks from now as the Bulldogs now fall to 2-2. But, man, Sam, I could really go for a Bird Dog Pizza on our way back.
That's not a terrible idea there, partner. We'll have to figure something out food-wise.
We might have to. thank you so much to the Powdersville staff. Been so accommodating to us for this game. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs not able to get it done on the road trip.
Minute 24 remaining in this game. Going to be a handoff to Deshaun Jenkins, bouncing off to that left side yet again. He's got some running room inside the 10, shoved out of bounds inside the 5. Who's that in at quarterback for the Bulldogs?
I believe it's Dax Allen, number 13.
It is Dax Allen.
Backup quarterback. Of course, Dax Allen, the starting wheel linebacker, former safety, right, also a quarterback as well, right? So he's just going to be the handoff machine to a guy like Jenkins, who has no quit so far, and Jenkins still fighting for a touchdown.
We'll give it to Jenkins yet again. Jenkins barreling his way into the end zone for the Bulldog touchdown. Unfortunately, going to be too little too late. But a nice run, a nice series of runs, actually, by Deshaun Jenkins getting into the end zone. And the first Bulldog to get into the end zone, not named Abijah Webb in this one. They'll cut the lead to 38-19.
A great job by Jenkins, staying hungry, not giving up, still having fight from the running back position till the end. And it'll cut the lead to 18 if the PAT is made, and it'll allow the Patriots to have the ball, just kneel it out, and everybody can go home and assess for their next games.
Extra point is good off the right leg of Matthew Chapman. 38-20 with 1:09 remaining. Might see an onside kick attempt by the Bulldogs, but hopefully after that the Patriots will just knee it out.
I doubt it. I think that you'll see a long kick, right? Just showing a respect. So much respect between these two head coaches, right? Coach Grayson Howell and Coach Robert Muster. Of course, we mentioned earlier in the beginning of the game, Coach Robert Muster is the head coach in the North-South All-Star game for the North, and Coach Howell will be coaching wide receivers for Coach Mustar, right? Two very good friends, run their programs very similarly. A lot of success for Coach Howell early, and a lot of postseason success in Coach Mustar in his long tenure as the head coach at Powdersville, right? So they both joked earlier this week, in their meetings for the North-South All-Star game, that they're not going to talk to each other this week, right? They might have, they might not have, but just so much respect between these two coaches, good friends, very similar. And this time, it's Coach Muster's team, going to be coming out of his home stadium with a win.
It's going to be the first win of the season for the Patriots, who will improve to 1-3 on the year. Bulldogs going to drop their second consecutive game after losing at Woodmont last week, going to fall to 2-2 on the season. Matthew Chapman on for the kick. It is a deep kick. Going to be fielded by Elijah Huggins, who will slide down at the 15-yard line. That is likely where Powdersville will take a couple of knees and wrap this one up. So it looks like your final score is going to be Powdersville 38 and Pendleton 20.
At the time, winds down on the clock as Powdersville is going to take probably two knees to end this one out, given the time on the clock currently. Final score 38-20. Just going to look on some great players of the game, in our post-game show. So stick around to hear about, what happened, why it happened, and the best players in it throughout, as Powdersville looks to, move, and they're going to pick up their first win of the season. I think it's huge for them. The home crowd has been great. Look at all the senior spirit, and just a lot, behind the Powdersville Bulldogs team tonight. Of course, they were all praying over a middle schooler with cancer earlier, so you got to think that he was in their hearts through the entirety of this game, and definitely a mainstay in how they won, right? Just with someone for them to think about and win for.
So number 18, Dashton Brown, takes the first of probably two knees for the Patriots down at the 10-yard line. We're under a minute to play, 50 seconds left in this one. One more snap before the final score is official, 38-20. Powdersville on top of our Pendleton Bulldogs. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Pendleton Bulldog Football on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio. Stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Rains on Exchange. Dashton Brown takes the second and final knee, and the Powdersville Patriots have picked up their first win of the season. Our Bulldogs falling to 2-2 on the season. You're now listening to the Rains on Exchange post-game show. And David, we mentioned a couple times early in the fourth quarter, those scripted drives my co-offensive coordinators, Ike Allred and Jordan Williams, are really going to be bright spots that these Bulldogs can take away from this game. First drive of the first half, go down and score. First drive of the second half, you go down and score. So that's exactly what you want to see in that regard. Now the Bulldogs have got to find a way to score in those non-scripted situations.
Yeah, absolutely. Jace Gross definitely wearing it a little bit. You can tell he's a little bit beat up. He's still making plays, but unfortunately, he's looking a little bit like a freshman. So much talent in his right arm and in his legs, right? But there's definitely going to be some growing pains, right? It's the first time being a starting quarterback for a high school football team, right? As a freshman, so talented, and the sky's only the limit for Jace Gross. Sam, give us a little rundown of how this game went down.
Yeah, so the first quarter, I actually didn't write down touchdown plays this time, but we had 2 Abijah Webb touchdowns and a Deshaun Jenkins touchdown for the Bulldogs in that order. Not sure about the order for the Patriots, so we had touchdowns from both Higgins brothers, that is Elijah and Xavier Huggins. And we also had touchdowns from running backs Tavius Williams and Brandon Waldrop. In between those, we had a lot of turnovers. I didn't have a pen this week, so wasn't able to write out
no worries
the official drives and scoring plays. But just know that the Patriots got in the end zone more than our Bulldogs, unfortunately.
Right, a lot of back and forth, right? I mean, of course, it was the Abijah Webb show. Of course, that touchdown called back, in that third quarter going into the fourth on what would have given the Pendleton Bulldogs the lead 20-16. That's really the killer, right? That could have been the turning point of this game. Instead, the Powdersville Patriots really just take advantage of the home field advantage in the fourth quarter.
We'll get the official players of the game in the coaches show 2 weeks from now, but David, just a couple players that caught your eye despite the loss.
Yeah, I was really impressed, obviously, with the skill players for the Powdersville Patriots, right? It's the Huggins brothers for sure, right? It's Elijah Huggins and Xavier Huggins. Very good players, right? Just excellent players, both able to use their speed outside as wide receivers, right? Also very impressed with both running backs, Brandon Waldrop and Tavius Williams. They were able to do a lot with a little, just showing off their blazing speed and constantly making work of open space. Also impressed with the offensive line. The offensive line was very good, and on defense, I mean, you had a lot of key contributors. One of them was number 7, Joshawn Knuckles. Who got the pick at the end of the game, which led to the final Patriot touchdown, and is also a two-way player. But a great job by the entire team, really playing cohesive football, especially in the second half. A lot of offensive holding penalties on the offensive line, but that's not indicative of how they played. They were able to generate a lot of movement on the Pendleton defensive side of the ball, opening running lanes all day.
That's going to wrap up the Range on Exchange post-game show. 38-20 your final here. Powdersville taking the victory over our Pendleton Bulldogs. We'll be back in 2 weeks after the bye week for a broadcast from Carolina Academy. We'll go on air at 7 o'clock on September 27th. You won't want to miss that. This has been Pendleton Football brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse on 105.1 WABB Spirit Radio. Thanks so much to Range on Exchange for sponsoring the post-game show and for all of our great sponsors. For David Poley, for Nick Malden back in the studio, I'm Samuel Goodrow saying God bless and go Bulldogs.
Historic Heights House Bed and Breakfast in downtown Anderson is a charming antebellum home with a rich history that serves as the perfect